What did I say? What's going on? Good morning. Is it good morning or good afternoon? Well, I can say I feel better. I do. And it's after I took that, it really came after I took that flu. Because that other medicine that I was taking, I'm trying to tell you, they won't do nothing for the kids. They didn't do nothing. Mm. I won't, I think it made my shit worse. But when I took that flu this morning, like I said, I don't feel feverish. Uh, my head ain't hurting, but I'm still like stuff. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, I am not. I feel better. Put it that way. Cause when I was taking that other medicine, I was still like feverish, headache. I mean, I was just totally out of it. I can't. So Shelly, I was, and like I said, I was gonna do. Normally, I do these segments of this cow on my other channel, but I had to bring it over here because I don't know what YouTube doing. Cause they ain't trying. I don't know why. See, that's what I'm talking about. They ain't trying to monetize. They taking their time about monetizing my other, the Lie Bad channel. So I had to bring it over here, and that's what I'm gonna do because I did get an email saying that they were gonna start back uh, paying me in April. So April 21st should be my first check starting back. Thank God. So that's a plus. So that's why I said until they get it straight over there, find out what the hell going on, I might as well bring it over here. Cause if I'm gonna start getting paid over here, then this is where I need to bring the most of. Cause I ain't playing with. I'm not fucking with YouTube. Like I said, where there's a will, there's a way. I don't know what the hold up is. I got my 1,000 subscribers, and it shouldn't be to the point where I mean I should already done. It should be already monetized by now, and then it's getting 11K, 16, 12K views. No, that's over there. They're just not doing nothing. They ain't. That's like basically like working for free. The fuck? I ain't doing that. So I said, well, shit. Let me since they say they gonna start back in April. Shit, might as well come over here where it's at. What's up, Christine Cooper? Hey, Monique. I know, right? Yay. Why you take your yay back, Monique? You didn't mean to say yay. Yeah. But um, what else I had to say before? Yeah. So what I'm gonna do over here is to finish my parts on this cow, and then stop, take a 2 or 3 hour break, and then come back with covering who y'all love to talk about. So So let's get started. What's up, Mad Dog? And I had got an email right from this person, and they was telling me, "Oh, Wanda, you need to leave this alone," or I don't know. I'm kind of confused. Cause they was like, "You need to leave this situation alone," talking about her, or they gonna come for you. I'm like, first of all, who gonna come for me? Second of all, when have they stopped coming for me? I ain't even got to be talking about her, and they come for me. The trolls. So I mean, I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. What's up, woman of wealth? Hey, Vakiba. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out who. I'm trying to figure out who gonna come for me. And I mean, it ain't like they ain't done it before. Cause my thing is this: with how it work with the trolls is that how it work with the trolls is that you pick and choose. If you want to talk about, if you want to indulge with the trolls, then you can. I'm feeling much better, Akiba, which reminds me I got to take this other dosage of Theraflu. But yeah, with that, you only if I choose not to indulge with them, I mean, let them talk. That's how most people do it. With the people that hate on them and talk about them and go in. I mean, look at a lot of people talk about go into like the truth that they give him hell. I mean, they give him hell. I don't know from to the beginning to the end. He probably got more people coming for him and talking shit about him than he do anybody coming saying anything good. And then to me, like I said, it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to the content creator to what you uh indulge in. Cause I can just as well ignore the ass. I ain't got to just cause they come for me. Don't mean I got the I got to respond. That's on them. If they want to come, let them come. I ain't got to respond because they want to come and want to talk shit. Let them do them. Because I'm going to do me. If I want to get in their ass because they say something, then I do it. But if not, then I know how to just walk on by. And that's how that go. So let's get into this big lion ass cow.
Security, but he ain't working. Okay. So
Let me go
at this
back.
point, I'm already numb. It is important for me to point out how numb I
Bitch,
became
you is
dealing
not
with him.
numb. You is not numb.
You see the NCR building? I said, yeah. He said, the building behind it, my job bought that building. That's where we're going to have, we're setting up operations. And I was like, why the hell would y'all buy a condiment company in downtown Atlanta? He was like, no, we're not doing production there. It's just going to be offices. And that's where we're going to handle like the business portion. The production is still being done in Gwinnett County out in Duluth. And so I was like, oh, okay. He was like, that's where I keep the company car. So I was like, the company car? I said, aren't you supposed to be bringing the company car home? And he was like, I don't want to bring the company car home because it's Clayton County and it's a $90,000 car. And I don't want no problems. So he's telling me that he keeps the company car at the building downtown Atlanta that's behind the NCR building. I barely could see what building he's talking about, but he was like, it's the building right behind it. And so he's telling me that that's where his office is. So I said to him, take me to your office. I know it's a Saturday, but shit, you wanted the VPs, right? So take me to your office. No, I had not been to his office.
First of all, what's up, Fatima? But the thing about this is why her story is made up and it ain't no good. Of course, they don't rehearse and coerce with this shit. Come on now. They getting paid. She getting paid and she hitting them off. I don't believe, I ain't heard, I'm gonna listen to what he got to say, but no. I don't care what he got to say. Listening to her, all her shit got holes in it. Why you supposed to be so damn grown and smart? I don't care. Ain't no way in the world. You just all about money and you want to be this dumb and stupid. It didn't come to you. And you work in a whole motherfucking sheriff department where, like I said, uh, undercovers, detectives, private eyes, and sheriffs, and all this shit. And you working on the computer where you could go in and check your damn self. Come on now, Fatima. You can't be. Come on now. Then rather than come and asking him questions, she gonna go in her damn closet and talk to her phone, rather than asking him questions. It ain't that much damn money in the world that you want to sit here and play stupid. Now she want to get up here and cry and play victim. This bitch won't no victim. You can't tell me. That's why I said this story made up. She just didn't get it correct. They all in this shit together. They all in this shit together. Of course, he had to come and say something because of fat. I mean, hell, she put him in it. But no, I'm not buying it. There's too many lies in it. Too much dumbness. And like I said, ain't no motherfucking woman gonna be this stupid and not ask questions when you going through some shit. You just met a man for two. You just met a man 2 weeks, you move him in, and the stupid ass excuse that you give, oh, I didn't want to be by myself during the pandemic. But you rather move a stranger in your house. She didn't know that nigga would give her that. She didn't know, uh, she didn't say nothing about he said he was going to pay all the bills when she moved him in. She moved a total stranger in her house. That's why, y'all can believe this bullshit. And I ain't taking nothing from you. And y'all can believe this bullshit and this naive slow shit. I ain't with it. Yeah, she getting paid, okay, cause she found a way. She found a way to get rich quick. Yeah, you can love it for her, but shit, I ain't get ready to believe the lies. I ain't that damn slow.
Simply because, again,
Mm-mm.
COVID. So I was like, take me to your office. And he was like, I can. He was like, that's no problem. So do I have the other phone? I do. So y'all are in luck. So I can maybe reenact how this goes.
And what do we care that she reading that? First of all, see, she talking about stupid shit. What do we care? I thought you were gonna really do something. What do we care about you sitting here telling us about how this nigga answered the phone? That ain't even important in the situation of you being a fool. That's just dumb. Just made the shit that she, cause to add to the story, cause she ain't got nothing else to talk about with the lie. Who cares how the fuck the nigga will answer the phone? Second of all, y'all together and you say she know every damn little pinpoint. Oh, he keep his phone in his left pocket and be on vibrate. But nowhere in that situation, you with a nigga and you can't tell this motherfucker walking around with his shit on vibrate. Now how many of you motherfuckers, that answer it. How many of y'all in here with somebody that is okay with your significant other walking around with their phone on vibrate. Yeah, I know. Ain't none of you. So that's why I come out and say again, playing stupid. She ain't the victim in this shit. She ain't the victim. Just like she lied. Somebody emailed me and told me exactly how, they went through the transaction of them buying a car during pandemic. And all that what she was talking about, my thing is you so damn smart, you know how shit work. Transferring your money and shit like that don't stop. That ain't had nobody didn't have to be at the bank for you to transfer money. You can transfer your money as long as that shit on that, as long as you got that money in the bank, that shit can be transferred. But no, she said them believing still sitting there. Ain't heard nobody. Same thing I say about sitting right beside somebody. Right near, she said it all the time. I'm sitting in the car. I'm sitting beside him on the couch. And you gonna tell me that you can't hear whether somebody on the phone or not. Yeah, y'all, like I said, we could just have to agree. Um, and if it is people like her, Fatima, it's because they with a nigga that's controlling them. This man won't controlling her. She was going along with his bullshit voluntarily. If you got another woman that's going through this shit and being this damn dumb like she is, it's because a nigga is controlling her. They don't even play the damn woman this stupid in the movies. Come on now, I mean, come on now. Come on. Women, even in the movies, they got the damn woman asking questions to the dude and something ain't right, whether he paid the bills or not. This bitch won't even won't even asking him questions. No, shit. No, I don't. She ain't the victim. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. This hoe won't no victim.
So he gets off the exit and starts
What's up,
driving
Janae?
towards the NCR building.
Hey,
While he's
Heather.
driving towards the NCR building, he always has kept his phone in his left pocket. This is my left hand. So he pulls his phone out and he starts calling. He tells me he's calling Willie. Willie is supposed to be the head of security. So he's saying, let me call Willie real quick to make sure that the building's open. So he proceeds. This is another phone, but he proceeds to go ahead and call Willie. We're still driving, by the way. We're still driving. I'm on the phone, scrolling through Facebook, trying to figure out some random shit.
See what I'm
But
saying?
he's
Made up shit
driving
now.
with the phone.
Made up shit. Why you on the damn phone on Facebook while you sit here talking to him about trying to get in the building? First of all, you already know anything that you by this point here, all the shit that you done been through with this stupid nigga that you claim, why the hell you ain't paying attention to him? Now she give you the reasons sitting here, oh, I'm on Facebook looking at some random shit. That don't even make sense. Now he giving you 101 excuses about this and that, and you not paying attention. Already you know that he lie or whatever he do don't never fall through. So the point is, why you ain't paying attention? Second of all, like I said, who the hell had been besides something that's even on a landline phone? If a person is talking, you can hear the other person. You can hear somebody on the other end. Like I tell you that from the beginning, I've been telling y'all, I can ride in the van with my sister. I'm in the back seat, and she can pick up her phone and and I can hear the person on the other end talking to her. But you gonna tell me she can't? She that damn stupid and thirsty that she ain't noticing that she don't hear nothing, hear nobody talking? Come on now. Come on. Y'all can't be that damn slow. Ain't no way the fuck. Ain't the only way you ain't gonna be able to hear somebody ain't talking on the other end is the fuck they in a whole nother room. That's the only way. Then, but you on Facebook? Why this? Now, come on. Oh shit. You say what you
Going
want
up
to
to it.
say. I ain't got to hear that boy say shit. They done
So
made this up.
driving with the phone. Next thing I hear, "Hey Willie, it's Legion. Hey, how's it going? I'm good. Hey, is the building open? No, I just want to take my wife up there so she can see it and see my office. Are you up there right now? You're not? Okay, is Mr.
Well,
Justin
send me the
working?
link to his. Send me the link,
Okay.
Fatima, to my
So is there anybody up
email.
there that can physically open the building? Because I don't think my
Send me his
badge
link.
is going to get me at least in the front door
Send
because
me the
it's
link,
on the weekend lock.
Fatima.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me know. All right. Thank you, Willie. Bye. Y'all see how I did that?
I mean,
He's
did
having this
what?
whole conversation while I'm sitting in the passenger seat. So then he
And
gets
you
off the
can't hear
phone and he
shit.
says to me, Willie is not working and Justin apparently called out sick. So the building
I'm
is
trying to figure out
locked
what the
and
hell
my
we were.
badge won't get it.
What the hell were we supposed to see? Y'all see how I did that? Did what? What I'm trying to figure out what you should have been explaining is why the fuck you ain't hearing nobody on the other end. That did. Oh, y'all see how I did that? Did what? Cause you picked up the phone, put it to your ear, and repeated what the fuck he said. I'm still trying to wait to say for you to say I didn't hear nobody on the other end. And none of the time that she with this nigga when he on the phone did she ever say I didn't hear nobody on the other end. Go back and all the one, even when she was at home sitting beside him, only thing she'll say when he on the phone, I hear him talking. This is the conversation he talking. She don't never say not once say I don't hear nobody on the other end. Never do she say that. And like I said, this bitch is too big and dumb to sit here to say and not say she don't hear nobody on the other end. Come on now. That's what the fuck blows me. You sit here a whole damn sit right beside your nigga. Ain't no radio on. And you can't hear nobody and any time you beside sitting down in the couch with him. And you didn't hear But she don't never tell you that though. She don't never say, I don't hear nobody on the other end. All she say is the conversation went like this. He said, all she talk about what Legion said. Never do she say, and I don't hear no voices on the other end. So,
That's in the front door. He was like, Willie's going to see if there's someone else that can open the front door so we can actually get in. He's like, my badge will get us on the floor, but it will not get us in the front door. No one ever called. So when he's getting off the highway, he basically turns onto Spring Street. Again, there's all kinds of shit I distinctly remember. He turns
I
onto
bet it
Spring
is.
Street so that he can then get on 75 South so we can go home. Never saw the office that day. Um, but again, this is where he's saying that he keeps the company car. So when we get to part 21, I'll kind of go into detail about the whole company car a little bit more.
Okay, but so if you didn't see the company car that day, and you already know he got shit with him, when you somewhere down the line do a pop up at his job, he already showed you where he worked. Next thing I'd have did a pop up. That's it. Since you said she said right there telling you that again did not go to the office, didn't see the car. How many times? Okay, if he on the company when he called you, he from the company. He on the company car, and it's never to the point she checking shit. But she been in doubt about this nigga since she met him. That's the sad. That's the fucked up part for me. You been in doubt about this nigga since you met him, and she don't check him on shit, on nothing. I don't give a fuck how much money you want this nigga to give you. or whatever the case may be. But at the same damn time, damn, you still could ask questions. No.
Part 21. Who the fuck did I marry? So, the company car apparently was a charcoal gray BMW. I believe it was a 5 Series. It was a 5 Series. I don't know much about the sedans. Y'all know I wanted the X5 dark blue with the cognac interior. He got the BMW 5 Series charcoal gray. He sent me a picture of the car. So I did see a picture of the car. After this whole NCR building, take me to your office, that is what he's claiming, is that he leaves the company car at.
She saw a picture of it. Why you didn't insert that in your story? She seen insert the car that she got, the houses they looked at. Why you didn't insert the picture? Yeah, okay.
At that location. He's saying that he drives from Riverdale to Midtown, switches out cars, and then drives from Midtown to Duluth. Those that don't know how Metro Atlanta is, basically Midtown would be in between where we live and Duluth. I only know that he left the house every day at 6:15. I know that I never physically saw the company car come to our home. Saw pictures, plural. So when he told me that he got a BMW 5
The world
Series,
is fucked up. They gonna
keep in
believe
mind
this
this
shit.
is after I had been promised a dark blue X5. So I was a bit salty. I don't care if it is a company car. I was a bit salty. I will admit that. Because I felt like you get to drive the car that you know I really want, which is a BMW. And so he would call me from the car. He would tell me, yeah, I may just drive home in this car and not switch back to his personal car. He was like, I don't know. He did that a lot. And I realize now in 2024, he did that because he knew how excited I was to actually see the car.
He just knew how stupid
I wanted
you
to test
were.
drive it myself, to be honest with you. And he knew that. So, reactions. So he would say stuff like that, like, man, I'm so tired. I might just drive the company car, go ahead and go home. And then, just let me park it in a garage type thing. So eventually he stopped doing that because I didn't want to hear nothing about that car. I'm driving a Nissan, you driving a BMW. After you promised me a BMW. So I don't really want to hear nothing about it. So in terms of the company car, I did see that it was a, according to the pictures, a charcoal gray BMW 5 Series. If you're asking me the exact model, I don't know. But I know it was a 5 Series because I know the 7 Series is slightly longer. So it was a 5 Series sedan. So after the whole situation with the cemetery to see his grandmother and grandfather's headstone, then there was the NCR, the office is open. Oh, it's not open. Justin ain't working. Willie ain't working. Willie's supposed to be head of security, but he ain't working. Okay. So at this point, I'm already numb. It is important for me to point out how numb I became dealing with him.
Point taken. At this point, she said she numb, mind blowing, but you still fall for his fucking okie doke. You can't tell me no woman in the world is this damn slow. Only way you this damn slow, Fatima, is just the fact that you ain't got, the nigga controlling you. Or you just ain't got the damn, something wrong with you mentally. You don't check behind a motherfucker. She moved a person in 2 weeks that she didn't know nothing about. Then when you move him in, everything about him is questionable. Everything he say he gonna do, he don't go through with it. And you still said that don't, I don't, like I said, I don't give a fuck what bills he paying. That still don't make you not investigate what kind of nigga it is. I don't care what I saw. First of all, you gonna be to the point something ain't right. Cause if you got all this money and you mean to tell me we ain't and you ain't try to get no house yet, nah. I don't care what it is. Now here come the car that fall through, and she never said anything else about the damn car when she said that he said it got stuck somewhere. Did she ever mention why she didn't never get the damn car? No, didn't never go back and say. She only said that she only said that the car, when she last talked to him about the car, the damn car was stuck somewhere. Okay, the car was stuck somewhere, but then what happened? How is it that you didn't never get a car? Mm-hmm.
Numbing, because I just got to a point where it was like, there's always something. There's always something.
What's up,
So,
OB?
of course, we're not going to go to the office because there's going to be something. Um, so, this is the end of February. My birthday had already passed. There clearly was tension on my end, not so much tension on his end. So, I get home a couple of weeks later. We are now in the beginning of March. This is something personal about me. The only way you would know this is if you know me. I have been dying to go to London and Paris. Um, I had a layover in London when I did a study abroad, but it's not the same. I want to go to London and be a whole tourist. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I want to see Buckingham Palace. I want to see the Tower of London. I want to see Paris. I want to see the Palace of Versailles. This is something, if you know me, you know she wants to see Paris. She wants to see London. So I get home from work. This is the beginning of March. I get home from work, and on the counter is a folder with like a little bow on it. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Is this like mail? Like, was this something that you got at work? He's like, nah, it's a surprise for you. I open up the folder. Inside the folder is like a trip itinerary. It is not an actual booked trip. It's like an itinerary. Um, a trip for two to go from Atlanta to London. The trip should have happened, and it was the the month on there was like July, so it was a summer trip. So he tells me, I'm gonna take you to London. He was like, I wanted to take you for your birthday, but certain things fell through. He was like, so this summer in July, we're going to go to London. He was like, I've already made a reservation
What's up, boo?
for us to stay at the Savoy. Again, there are certain things that my brain just was like, remember that, remember that. He said, I've already made a reservation for us to stay at the Savoy. I didn't know, as much as I want to go to London, y'all, I didn't know anything about the Savoy. And so I remember going to look it up because I was like, what is the Savoy? Well, apparently the Savoy is bougie,
Now she can look.
very bougie. So
Now she can look that up, but she can't look nothing else up about him. She couldn't look up. She claimed she didn't know what arena football was, but she didn't bother to look that up to find out what it was. Mm.
I was so excited. I cannot tell y'all how fucking excited I was when I saw that he had printed out British Airways. Like, he was speaking my language. I am one of those people, I'm a planner. So when he's saying I'm gonna take
Hey,
you to
Atlantic
London,
Star.
and he took the
I
time
was
to
just thinking
research
about you.
flights and print it out and research the Savoy
I
and
was
print it
like,
out.
hoping you
And there
find
was
me
there
over
were
here.
different not excursions, but there were different things that you could do. You could go see the Tower of London. You could go see Buckingham Palace, changing of the guard. We could go have high tea at certain places. He was like, I don't really want to go, but I know you're dying to go. So he was like, you know, I love you and I would do anything for you, blah blah black sheep, have you any wool? And so he was like, I'm going to take you to London in July. The trip did not include Paris. That's fine. But I was so excited. So excited. And so this is the beginning of March. I was like, this is great. Hopefully this happens. I knew I needed to renew my
Exactly,
passport.
OB.
And he was saying that he had to renew his
Exactly. She
passport as
deserves
well
everything she
because his
got
passport
from
had
that nigga.
expired. So both of us were like, okay, we need to get on this if we're going to try to make it to London in July, and it's now March. Me being the planner I am, I think I went to work the next day and printed out the passport applications so that we could fill it out and go ahead and get that process going. So, needless to say, something must have happened, and I don't remember what it was. We just simply didn't fill out the application for the passport.
How you not
So,
know? Okay, how you not know what happened? So your most desirable trip that you want to go now you can't remember, but you can remember a road that y'all took for his job and an area here and an area there, but you can't remember what happened why y'all didn't get the passport. See, that's what I'm talking about. This bitch.
fast forward, we're now at mid March. Mid March, the decision was made that my mom, who lived in Arkansas, was coming to visit us. She would be coming, I believe, the second week of April, and she was going to stay a week, and then a few days. So, like, maybe a total of 9 days. Not quite 2 weeks, but a little over a week. So she was coming in April, and I was excited. Legion was excited because he was excited to physically meet my mom. He had talked to her on Zoom, he had talked to her on the phone, but he was excited to physically meet my mom. And my mom was excited to physically meet her
And
son-in-law.
then I'm telling you, that's why did she say way back that they talked on Zoom and during the Christmas holiday that they met, because all he talked about with the dad and them is that he bragged about his money and that he could fight. And now here she is talking this the first time they meeting. Maybe I'm getting confused, but I thought she said they already met.
So this is mid-March. Um, I'm going to go into part 22 where I explain what happened with Facebook Messenger. Part 22, who the fuck did I marry? So now we are in March. This is right after he
She
had
sure don't
surprised
change
me
clothes
with
often.
the announcement of we're going to go to London for a trip in July. Because we definitely didn't do a honeymoon. We definitely didn't do any sort of trips together. So the idea was we're going to do a trip in July together. One thing about Legion was that he was the guy who was like, I have nothing to hide. I don't lie. I don't like liars. If we're in a relationship, then everything should be out in the open. So I've always had his cell phone passcode. Never felt the need to look through his cell phone. Um, and funny enough, I can tell y'all right now, disclaimer, I will never go through a cell phone again. You cheating piece. So anyway,
She's so stupid.
so one day, this is mid-March, going like around March 20th.
Who the fuck
So we're
say?
heading in
Who
towards
the
the end of the
fuck?
month.
See again,
He
she show how damn dumb she is. Who the fuck say cheat? I never go through a cell phone. You cheat in peace. Now go back to what she said. She always had his passcode to his phone, right? You are here checking Facebook Messenger when you should have been checking any damn thing else other than that. You should have been checking his messages. You should have been checking. You should have been getting phone numbers and shit. And his recent calls and shit like that. That's what the fuck you should have been.
He was in the shower. Keep in mind, my mom is coming for a visit in
Right,
April. So
Shelley.
he was in the
She don't
shower
like a liar, but
and
she
he
lying.
received a text message on his phone from a woman. Um, the text message, because it was a preview, so the text message was something where if you didn't know the context of the text thread, you could either go left or you could go right with it. So, me being just curious, I opened up the phone, put the passcode in, read the text, then read the thread. Come to find out, it was a text from his aunt. His aunt and his ex share the same name. That's why I say it could go left or it could go right. Text was from the aunt. So
How can it go
I went,
left?
I looked at the text, went through the thread, nothing in there. So I
I
went
mean, if you
ahead,
know it's from his aunt, how the
X
fuck
out of
can it go
the
left? She's so. What the fuck you
messages.
mean?
I see that he has Facebook Messenger downloaded, and obviously it shows you the number of unread messages in the icon. So it showed that he had like five.
Exactly, Lannister. That's what I'm trying to tell. That's what I'm trying to say. All this, and then mind you, she already said back when the car, when at his job that didn't go through. She already said at this point she had tension and she was numb. So that what's that? What that tell you? She already was feeling some kind of way towards about him and what was going on. But yet you still sit here with your bum ass and still let shit go on. No, I tell you, I don't feel sorry for her.
Unread messages. So I clicked on it, just being nosy. And what do my wondering astigmatism eyes see?
Crocker said a
So in his
40-year-old
Facebook
child.
Messenger
Exact. That's
is
what it
about
is. A
7 women.
child.
I can see
I do feel better,
their
Tony.
profile picture and I see their names. Some of them had a preview. The ones that he had not read, I could see the preview of the message. One in particular said, "When are you gonna come get this?" Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I clicked on that one first. And I'm reading through the thread. And so she's saying, "When are you going to come get this?" But earlier in the thread, or further back in the thread, he had asked her, "When are you going to give me?" And she said, "When lockdown is over." So from what I could piece together, he had not yet physically gotten with her. But had there been no COVID, oh, he would have smashed all day, every day. The other messages were innuendos, meaning the other messages from the other women were innuendos. They were not as graphic as the one between him and her. So,
ain't that funny how she gonna say, okay, the reason he didn't get with this girl here was because of COVID, but yet he got to fuck with her. Make it make sense. Now he didn't get with this one because she said COVID, but yet he got with you during COVID. Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'm reading these messages, and what is interesting is that the person
But he
I
got
am
with
married
you.
to is not the person in these messages. Like, this man was on some nasty shit. And I say nasty not in a judgmental way, but in a, with me, he seemed to act as if I was damn near virginal white. And I clearly see evidence that you into some shit that with me, you acting like, nah, I ain't really into that. So I confronted him. I absolutely confronted
Oh,
him
you
and
confronted
was like, "What
about
the
the
fuck is
sex.
this? If 2 + 2 is 4 and 5 + 5 is 10, what the fuck is this?" Um, and so he did not, oh, that ain't what happened, blah blah blah. Instead, what he hit me with is, "Man, I was just playing around. Like, ain't nothing happened. Um, I shouldn't have said all that, but I was just flirting. It ain't mean nothing. I don't even know that girl. I was just flirting." And so I'm like, "Is this what you into?" And so he was like, "No, it's not what I'm into. It was just stupid. It was stupid because I shouldn't have done it." So I'm gonna be honest with y'all because I've been honest all this time. What pissed me off the most was that here I am as a woman behaving, trying to do the right thing by him and this marriage. And you mean to tell me you out here offering your dingaling to random chicks that you don't even know?
Okay. All right, Lee.
I was more angry at the fact that I'm like,
Lee said, I learned when someone has too much detail in their stories, something in the milk ain't clean. Okay? And she just go and this is the lamest details that she be going into. The lame shit.
dude, do you know how much I have turned down in order to be faithful to your dumb ass? And I'm seeing that you basically are out here acting like you got Skittles taste the rainbow. I was hurt. I was angry. I thought about getting
Right,
my lick
like
back.
she
I
pissed.
just being honest, I did. And he played it off like it ain't nothing serious. It ain't nothing serious. Don't overreact. Don't get emotional. It was just dumb. He was like, I will delete the messages. I'll even delete Messenger. And I told him, I was like, that's really not good enough because that's not gonna fix the root of the issue. So this is where I introduced that we need to do marriage counseling. He didn't have any issue doing marriage counseling. We did not do premarital counseling, but he was like, that's fine. He was like, I don't have no problem doing marriage counseling because if anything, it can help us. So I thought that, okay, he may not have physically cheated from what I could see on the messenger. He may not have physically cheated, but he damn sure got caught, you know, doing a little something, something, because they had exchanged pictures. So y'all know what pictures he sent. And I was disappointed because I don't like men that send I don't like men that send those type of pictures. But anyway, that's another issue. So we agreed that we would start marriage counseling. We also agreed that we would put on a united front when my mom got there. In other words, we were not going to argue. We,
She
just
she
let's just
lying
act
because
like
she
everything is fine.
mad he wasn't
But
doing
at
crazy
that
stuff with
point, when
her.
my mother
Right.
arrived in April, I could not stand him. I did not want to be, but we couldn't.
She
He
only
moved back
mad. She
into
didn't get
our
mad
bedroom because
about nothing else,
he
but she
had
got
moved
mad
into the
about the
guest bedroom when I
sex.
saw the messages. Like 3 days before she came, he moved back into the bedroom because obviously she needed to sleep somewhere. So I really could not stand him. And it was because I was busy second guessing myself, like, damn, what's wrong with me? Like, if that's what you into and I'm supposed to be your wife, like, let's have conversations. Like, shit, I went to FAMU. I understand some stuff, buddy. So it just was one of those things where it made me second guess, like, what's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? What is it that she got that I don't?
What's
Um,
up, Z? Thank you.
because you all out here willy nilly, messaging her all hours of the night. Because
I mean, how is it that she is just so into the sex thing? I mean, she going more in and hurt about this sex thing than she is all the other shit that he done pulled the damn wool over. I mean, make it make sense. You more okay, the nigga about to cheat or whatever the case may be. And you more focus on him and the sex shit than you is about that he was about to cheat. Or he been lying all this damn time. You mad cause this nigga ain't sexing you, right? That's the only time you mad? Only reason through all this shit you mad cause he ain't sexy. Girl. Mm-mm.
thread went back quite a few weeks. I saw it in March. There were messages from December, November. So again, I'm just second guessing all kinds of stuff, self esteem taking a hit. So no, I did not want to be around him. I did not want. Um, I didn't like him. Period. I did not like him. I left and I would just go for a drive because driving clears my mind. I called my aunt, told her what happened. I don't recommend that. I don't recommend calling family to tell them what's going on in your marriage.
What's up,
But
Denise?
I called my aunt, and my aunt lovingly was like,
That's what I believe too, OB. I wonder, I mean, that's what I figured. I was like, why is everything done in the car? And when it is she at home or something, it's like, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody there. You don't hear nothing. I thought it was strange too.
Like, what do you want me to say? You married him. You know, he ain't your boyfriend. Y'all can't just break up.
Listen, the
That's
aunt.
the hard part about marriage. Is like, I mean, yeah, I guess you could leave him, but at the same time, you married him. So, honey, you gonna have to go back home. And y'all are gonna have to figure this out. She was like, I can't give you advice on
You
what you
just
should do.
did.
I'm sorry that this happened, but you married him. So even though it was just one drive, I went back home, and that's when the
And you
discussion
see how the
was,
shit that you
we need
see
to do.
how she don't make no damn sense. First of all, you said the aunt said y'all can't break up. Y'all gonna have to go. You gonna have to go back home. You married him. But then in the same damn breath, she gonna say, the aunt say, I can't give you advice. What the fuck was that then? What the fuck was that she said her aunt told her? If that ain't advice, I don't know what the fuck it is. And y'all still, some of these ones still want to believe shit that come out of this woman's mouth. Mm-mm. No.
Do marriage counseling. Part 23. Who the fuck did I marry? So we agreed to do marriage counseling. Um, I had found a pastor and his wife who agreed to do our counseling, basically. Our counseling was going to be on Zoom, and it was going to be every other week, every other Tuesday. Initially, Legion was participating in it. Um, his body language seemed to be that he was open and receptive to the marriage counseling. Now, the pastor and his wife were deeply concerned at the fact that we had only been married 3 months and we were already dealing with some form of infidelity. We were in marriage counseling, and as the pastor would put it, there seems to not be any sort of intimacy. Um, they were concerned. Rightfully so. I think any person
Bitch.
would be if they knew what was going on within those 3 months.
Bitch, what the fuck you? There ain't no way in the fuck the pastor them gonna sit here and focus on why you and your damn husband ain't fucking. That ain't even gonna be that ain't even gonna be the issue that they is talking about. Before they go there, they gonna talk to you about what the hell if y'all ain't having sex, then let's get to the core of the situation. How the fuck you gonna say here said the pastor there were worried about that there's no intimacy. I just said it in y'all relationship. That shit don't even make no damn sense, bitch. Ain't no, they didn't care about y'all fucking.
So, the pastor and his wife. It is fair to note we started counseling with them in the spring. We continued counseling with them up until a week before I found out what I found out, and he got kicked out. So, one of the first things that the pastor kind of talked to us about was, um, are you what was the deal with the Facebook Messenger stuff? And Legion was like, it was stupid. I shouldn't have done it. It was just, it really was just attention, and I got carried away. He felt like he was not going to. He kept saying, "I'm not going to keep apologizing. I'm not going to keep getting persecuted." After I told you I'm sorry, I told you I wouldn't do it again, and I want us to move forward. You're either going to forgive me or you're not. The pastor and his wife were like,
Right,
"Wow,
OB, I can't be proud of an
audacity's
idiot.
real on this one." So, needless to say, we started moving.
Damn.
slowly forward. It was always in the back of my mind, just like it was in the back of my mind with that black Dodge Charger. It was one of those things where, okay, I see how you kind of are moving and operating. He came to me a few days after we started our first counseling session, and he was like, we should get a joint bank account. What he wanted to do was
That'll be
to
later,
each one of us
Tony.
have our own account and to get a joint account for our money to go in there for joint
Yeah,
expenses. Now,
BMW just as stupid too.
up until this point, he had been paying the rent, the utilities, and I really was just paying for my stuff. So now he's suggesting, look, we're married now, let's go ahead and get a joint account. I wasn't necessarily against it because I knew that I would still have my own account. I would still have my own savings. So what I countered with was, okay, let's take a look and see.
See, the real people ain't in the real hardcore people ain't interviewing her right. You know what I'm saying? They still sugarcoating her shit. That's why this shit is like it is, because the thing about it is, you know, and then now she told me she was scared of him. In what part in any of these damn 51 parts did this bitch say that she was scared of him? What part? Mm.
what we're working with. Show me your checking. Let's look at each other's accounts. Look at what we have currently. He was cool with that. So he shows me his checking account. His checking account available balance was about, it was just over 9,600. Mine was just over 1,500. So there was a huge disparity in the amounts. And so he logged in on the phone and turned it towards me, and I could see available checking, available balance just over 9,600. I logged into my savings. I showed him how much I had in savings. He logged into, picked up his phone, logged into his Chase savings, turned the phone towards me. In the Chase savings, it was roughly about 15,000. But I also knew that he told me in April I could not stand him. I did not want to be, but we couldn't. He moved back into our bedroom because he had moved into the guest bedroom when I saw the messages. Like 3 days before she came, he moved back into the bedroom because obviously Zoom, and it was going to be every other week, every other Tuesday. Initially, Legion was participating in it. Um, his body language seemed to be that he was open and receptive to the marriage counseling. Now, the pastor and his wife were deeply concerned at the fact that we had only been married 3 months and we were already dealing with some form of infidelity. We were in marriage counseling, and as the pastor would put it, there seems to not be any sort of intimacy. Um,
Intimacy.
they were concerned.
Why were they
Rightfully so. I
concerned
think
again,
any
like I
person
said,
would
about her
be
not
if they
fucking?
knew what was going on within those 3 months. So, the pastor and his wife, it is fair to note, we started counseling with them in the spring. We continued counseling with them up until a week before I found out what I found out, and he got kicked out. So, one of the first things that the pastor kind of talked to us about was, um, are you what was the deal with the Facebook Messenger stuff? And Legion was like, it was stupid. I shouldn't have done it. It really was just attention, and I got carried away. He felt like he was not going to. He kept saying, "I'm not going to keep
No, he didn't put
apologizing.
his
I'm not going
hands
to
on
keep
her
getting
tongue.
persecuted." After I told you I'm sorry, I told you I wouldn't do it again, and I want us to move forward. You're either going to forgive me or you're not. The pastor and his wife were like, "Wow,
Letting the stuff I read
the
what
audacity
BMW
is real
said
on
they
this
were
one."
not.
So, needless to
They
say,
weren't giving
we
her a car. She
started
confirmed it.
moving slowly forward. It was always in the back of my mind, just like it was in the back of my mind with that black
What's up,
Dodge Charger. It
Deandra?
was one of those things where, okay, I see how you kind of are moving and operating. He came to me a few days after we started our first counseling session, and he was like, we should get a joint bank account. What he wanted to do was to each one of us have our own account and to get a joint account for our money to go in there for joint expenses. Now, up until this point, he had been paying the rent,
Okay,
the
now.
utilities, and I really was just paying for my stuff. So now he's suggesting, look, we're married now. Let's go ahead and get a joint account.
Okay, now. You don't call a nigga cheating. And you said he been in this damn phone since December. And this was, when you called him, this was, uh, this was mid-March. So he been cyber cheating for a minute that you know of. He could have been doing some shit. So now you want to sit down with him and have a joint account. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why the fuck now you want to have, out of all this time we been married, now after I catch you, your black ass cheating, you want to sit down and talk to me about we opened up a joint account? I wish the fuck I would. No, nigga. I'm still fucking feeling some kind of way with knowing you cyber cheating. The fuck? And I don't even think what nigga would even sit down and talk to a damn woman about that after he be done got caught in some shit.
I wasn't necessarily against it because I knew that I would still have my own account. I would still have my own savings.
Right,
So
Z.
what I countered with was, okay, let's take a look and see what we're working
Look
with.
at, I mean,
Show
stupid.
me your checking. Let's look at each other's accounts. Look at what we have currently. He was cool with that. So he shows me his checking account. His checking account available balance was about, it was just over 9,600. Mine was just over 1,500. So there was a huge disparity in the amounts. And so he logged in on the phone and turned it towards me, and I could see available checking, available balance, just over 9,600. I logged into my savings. I showed him how much I had in savings. He picked up his phone, logged into his Chase savings, turned the phone towards me. In the Chase savings, it was roughly about 15,000. But I also knew that he told me he had a US bank savings and he had an offshore savings. So at this point in time, I asked him,
You
show me your US bank savings, show me the other two
said all you
accounts.
see is a
He
pie.
would not do it.
Okay. Oh, frog
This
face.
became a huge bone of contention. He would not show me the two accounts that he claims has the most money in there, the accounts that he claims has money for a house in there, because he still was mentioning, hey, we need to get on this house thing if we're going to move when the lease is up. So I'm just adamant on, why don't you want to show me your savings account? You showed me the Chase one, like what is the big deal? And so he kept saying, he was like, there's a lot of money in there. And he was like, and my uncle always taught me, this is not the uncle that died, another uncle. My uncle always told me, just keep your money tight because women can be, I said, women, like, we're married. So go ahead and show it to me. He would not show it to me. So then we went back into marriage counseling, like the next session, and I bring it up. I said, he will not show me these two accounts that he claims has the money in there to buy a house. I told our pastor and his wife, I said, I saw the pre approval letter, so I don't understand why he's not going to show me to just put me at ease that he has the money in there. I had never questioned it before because, again, you tell me who in their right mind signs their name to.
That's true, OB. When you put shit out of mind, out of sight, yeah, you forget what the hell went through in details. But this ain't her. This ain't her case. She let you know that the story she telling, she remembering shit. She remembering details and all that shit. Yeah, you got people that just when they go through some shit, they let shit go and put it out of mind, out of sight, and you do maybe tend to forget and shit. Small detail, but you don't forget everything. You might not want to talk about it or go repeat it, but if you went through a fucked up, horrible breakup or whatever the case may be in a relationship, you might forget certain details, but you don't forget you went through some shit with a nigga. You don't forget that.
To a legally binding offer, an all cash offer on a house, and they just do it willy nilly. I don't know anyone that does that. So I actually never questioned what was in the savings because I clearly saw him sign his name to a $699,000 all cash offer on a house. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go back to the parts in this playlist where I talk about what he did when we were looking for a house. So the pastor and his wife were like, Legion, that's not his name, y'all, that's a nickname. Legion, why would you not show your wife your savings account? Like what's going on here? And so he made up some bullshit.
In his case, in this situation, I don't know what you mean. Tones. I wonder where she living now. She says she's still working. Big bitch should be working. He said, I don't know anyone that don't know their fiance finances before marrying them. Cash saving, 401k, IRA, all of it. Having to talk after the fact. Shit. Exactly. You got to know what you're getting into. But OB say, DB. That ain't OB. Yeah, this is DB. DB said, if it's something he had prior marrying you, I don't see a reason he has to show you. But yes, you're married, I get it. Still things prior to a marriage your partner isn't entitled to. Well, I disagree on that. Shelly said Z, nobody but a fool. Tom said she was looking for a come up, but she was the come up. What's up, Olga? Yeah, the thing about it is, I would agree with you, DB, to a certain point. But if you coming into a marriage and you said that you if you coming into a marriage and y'all coming as one, I don't think shit. And you say you love me and shit, I don't think nothing should be hidden. And I mean, my thing is, she told me he said he didn't want to show her. I see that's what would have fucked me up. Nigga, I'm your wife. Why the fuck you? I mean, I can't take it from you because it's something you had. It's something you had before we got married. So, but I need to know if you got this damn account. But yeah, she gonna sit here and do a damn joint account with this nigga. Obi said, I don't think he was concerned about getting COVID. Men don't care. They going to go get the cookies. He said he won't concerned with her. And she talked like it this at the time they met was when the man shut the city down. Right at the peak, at the highest point of it. Him and her got together and she let him move in. He probably she didn't want to put that out there. But if the story was real, the nigga cheated on her. Hey Genevieve. DB said, I was divorced in 2017, so that's how I learned that. OB, I don't think he was concerned about getting COVID. Right. I said, yeah, Shelly, she poured it on thick. She crazy. Yeah, she crazy. This bitch got a mental problem. And that's on God. She really got a mental problem. Of course, I wouldn't hide it if I could trust showing her. I wouldn't marry that girl. I agree with you. Okay? Because she seemed like she damn crazy. This woman here, something ain't right about her. She should have went back to work at Amazon and she got fired from being a dispatcher for watching Netflix movie. And that even sounds stupid too. That sounds stupid too. Who the fuck go on there? You seem to be 1 minute you want to act like you so intelligent and you got all these senses and shit, and then in the second breath you want to sit here and tell us that when you working from home you got into watching movies and all this other shit and not doing your job. Now y'all know that's a damn lie. I imagine people at work. I imagine people that work at home. They do slack, but when it come to answering that phone, them motherfuckers ain't slacking. That bitch lying. She lying. That didn't even make sense. Oh, I got home and I was watching Netflix and I was watching movies. Mm. You right. She poured this shit on thick. Shelly said, DB, I agree with that. AJ, I'm a woman and I agree with DB. I'm not putting all my money in no joint account. Keep an account separate from joint account. I wouldn't do it. Now I wouldn't put in no damn joint account with a nigga that I don't feel that I don't trust. Hell, wait, go back to what she said when they was about the job in the damn car. And she said at this point she was numb and tensed up. So that tell you right there, but yeah, you got all these damn feelings and y'all in counseling because you caught him cheating on his phone, but yet you gonna sit down and talk to him about a damn getting a joint account. Make that shit make sense, stupid. Yes and no. When asking what's wrong with her. Crazy. It would be harder now, Tone, cause Rose gonna be after her money or clout. Shit.
Shit.
Ain't
And I
nobody gonna
remember the
be after
pastor's
that big
wife was
bitch.
like, something ain't right. And so at this point, Legion kind of shuts down. He's just like, look, y'all are not gonna tell me when and where I open up my accounts to show anybody the money I earned. I earned that money. I earned that money by playing football, blood, sweat, and tears. He went to this whole Denzel Washington monologue about how he earned that money. And no one, no woman, no one is going to come in and tell him that he needs to open up the account. So then he starts talking about the ex-wife and how she tried to get money from him in the divorce back when they were in California. So now the pastor and his wife, their red flags are just like, whoa. So much so that the pastor's wife said, and I will never forget this, she said, I don't think you all are going to make it to January. What she was talking about is, I don't think y'all are going to make it a year. And I really, truly was like, we're going to make it. Like, of course we're going to make it. And she was just like, I don't have a good feeling about it. And so,
Now you see how that don't make sense. You sit here go through all the fuck you went through. Numb, you say you are. Tensed up. Second of all, you already said you and this nigga ain't sleeping in the same bed for what? All of 3 weeks and shit. Y'all in counseling. But yet when this damn, which I don't believe the damn pastor's wife said that because anyway, she's supposed to be shooting for y'all being together, staying together. What Pastor White would tell? I don't see y'all gonna make it to January. Then your stupid fat face ass gonna turn around and say, "Really? I think we gonna make it." What? See how her damn story don't go together? It don't make sense. You got all the doubt in the world about this nigga, but then when this pastor wife tell you that, you go, really? I think we gonna make it. Don't say that. I'm telling y'all, this shit is made up. This shit is made the fuck up.
Legion's all defensive. He at this point he's folding his arms and because remember we're on Zoom. He's folding his arms and he's just like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm not gonna get attacked because I'm not comfortable showing you the amount of money that I have.
She probably lost
Money
weight.
changes people. And I'm not comfortable. So he's playing that victim card. And so the pastor and his wife were like, we're still gonna help y'all as much as we can, but so he was like, I'm not comfortable. And basically the pastor and his wife were like, look, we'll help y'all as much as we can, but there's some deep issues here. And this is what they advised us. Had the two of you came to us for premarital counseling, we would have told you, do not get married. Y'all should not even be together. That is what the pastor and his wife
And
told
that's
us
what
in
the,
marriage
now how
counseling.
many of you know that a
You
pastor,
two had come to us for
how do many people know that the pastor them gonna tell you some shit like that about your marriage? If anything, first of all, they the one far as marriage and stuff go. It start from the church. In the church, is till death do us part. So you mean to tell me the pastor, his wife sitting up here advocating for y'all to break up? Y'all ain't gonna be together. Come on now. That don't make sense that she sitting here lying on the pastor then about how pastors are sitting here. Pastors ain't no way in the world they would have told her that. Ain't no way they would have told her that y'all need to break up. Y'all don't need to be together. Ain't no way in the world they'd have told her that. And y'all know that. They said Tamara wanted that on her show. Remain confident said everybody was on her side. I knew she was lying. Exactly. I didn't see weight loss. Maybe her clothes were too tight. Mm.
for premarital counseling, we would have told you, y'all should not even be together, let alone get married.
Mm.
But here we are. So we will help you guys as much as we can. But the pastor's wife was like, I don't have a good feeling that y'all are going to make it a year. Part 24, who the fuck did I marry? So, remember, we're in April. We're now moving towards the end of April. And he still did not show me his savings account. Saw the checking, saw the Chase savings. So he decides that we should start looking for a house again because my lease was up in August and I made it very clear
Exactly,
that when the
Tony.
lease is up, I am moving. I wanted to move to Cobb County. So he was like, we need to get the ball rolling. I didn't want any parts of it. Didn't want any parts of it. He found a realtor. This time it was a woman. It was a woman. And I believe her name was Amber. I think her name was Amber. So he found a realtor and kind of he told her what the budget was. Amber started finding houses.
Oh, she fought for it,
So
Tone. That's why she
please
stayed in it, being
understand,
stupid.
or you don't really have to understand, but I believed he was a sane, rational human being. Sane enough that you would not sign an offer on a home if you didn't have the money.
Now she believe he is
That's
sane,
what I
rational
believed.
human being, Lord.
So when we started working with Amber, I believe, showed us 3 or 4 houses. It was not nearly as many as the other realtor, Scott. So one of the houses, absolutely loved. Ugh, I love the house. I really wanted to put in an offer on that house, and I'm going to post it on the screen. The house, love that house. It was just absolutely beautiful. And once again, he wanted to put in an all cash offer on the house. But before he could put in he had told Amber, I want to put in an all cash offer. And what Amber, the woman, was smart enough to say is, okay, let's just go ahead and take it one step at a time. Let's go ahead and get your pre-approval stuff together. She said, I work with a great lender who, if you're not already pre-approved, he can get you pre-approved, no issues. And then if you want to do an all cash offer, then we'll go ahead and get the proof of funds together so that way we can submit it all with your offer. Jesus. Y'all already know what happened because you remember what happened on the last house with Scott. Basically, Legion was like, well, I can get you whatever you need, that's fine. But I really don't want to submit proof of funds unless they accept the offer. Amber, and I don't know where she is. I don't even know if she'll ever see this video. Um, anyway, let me keep going and I'll explain why that woman has a special place in my heart. So Amber was like, I totally understand, but this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to need that paperwork, okay? And we'll submit it with your offer. She just simply was like, yeah, this is how we're going to do it. And so he did not submit the paperwork when she had asked him to. And I remember I was driving to work and I stopped at the Quick Trip on Upper Riverdale Road in Riverdale, Georgia. And Amber had called me. It was in the morning. She had called me. And I believe with all my heart that Amber knew something was up, but she also knew I did not know what was up. So she called me and she was like, I just don't understand. Like, if he has the paperwork, like, you can submit the paperwork. But the issue was the Chase paperwork that I had was from a year prior. So my understanding was that it pretty much was no good at this point. So she said all he has to do is just email it to me or take a picture of. She was like, I just need to know that he's able to back up his offer. And I said, I totally get it. And she was explaining some stuff to me. She was like, he needs to do X, Y, and Z. And so I said to her, I remember I said, I don't know what's going on. I said, I'm going to get down to the bottom of it, but I don't know what's going on. And so let's put a pause on this whole thing. Let's put a pause on looking at houses. Let's put a pause on getting his pre-approval letter because I'm not sure what's going on. And she got quiet and she said, okay. I said, and I know this sounds weird. And she said, no. She said, that is actually very smart. She said, do your research. And if I can be of assistance, call me. She said, whether you buy a house with him or you buy a house on your own, I will be more than happy to represent you. I don't know where Amber is today, but that one sentence, I felt like
She ain't making sense.
just woman to woman, she was basically telling me something ain't right. Baby, something ain't right. and now you need to open your eyes. I'll be more than happy to work with you. Um, if y'all get your shit together, I'll work with both of you. But whether you buy a house or not, do your research and then let me know what I can do. That was our conversation at the quick trip on Upper Riverdale Road. So I got off the phone. Um, that was the last time that we worked with any sort of realtor. That was the last time that we looked at any sort of house. Um, and I don't remember exactly what happened after that meeting that day. I do know that when I went home, I simply told him, I don't want to look at a house right now. I said, I think it's okay if we rent. We'll just find a house in Cobb County and just rent for a year. And let's build, save some more money. Let's just
Save some
let's
more
not worry
money.
about buying a house right now. And basically, what I was trying to do was save face, because that was the first time with Amber that I actually was embarrassed at the fact that we, he and I, because I felt like I was complicit in the fact that I'm going to look at houses with him. I felt like we are wasting these people's time. I did not mean to waste your time. I clearly see my time as being wasted, but that doesn't mean I need to waste your time. And I felt embarrassed at the fact that we wasted her time coming across as serious buyers. When time came to put up or shut up, nothing was put up, and I knew nothing. I had nothing to add to add to this, because we're talking about a $650,000 house, and I'm I don't make that. I don't make anywhere near that. So it just became one of those situations where I was trying to save face. I was trying to save face with my husband, and I was trying to save face with Amber. And so I did say to him, let's just rent for another year, and then let's see um, at that time where we are, if we should go ahead and buy. So now is when shit is about to get real. Part.
My thing is, okay, it took you all the way to talk to Amber, and Amber tell you that something ain't right. Well, you been knowing ain't nothing right, but it took Amber to tell you ain't nothing right. Y'all been wasting people time. Now she said that back before when they were fucking with Scott. That she hated the fact that they put Scott through that. So how all of a sudden now you talk to this girl and she tell you, baby, something ain't right. And then right, Denise, uh, how the fuck is y'all saving all this money he got, but then you tell him, let's save let's rent and we can save for a house. Make this shit make sense. And ain't nobody in none of the interviews questioning none of this shit. This why she able to get away with it. 'Cause I don't know what the fuck they were listening to. Maybe they were just listening to it for the brain legion down. I don't know. 'Cause I don't have no idea. I don't know why the fuck. I don't understand it. That nobody questioned none of her lies. Her backtracking. And right now, she ain't said nothing else about being pregnant. But when he proposed to her, the half-ass proposal that she gave to, that she said he came in and did, she said she was pregnant. Ain't said nothing else about it no more. About no baby. Nothing else. But you were pregnant when he proposed. That shit. She said wasn't embarrassed with both Scott. Exactly. But she did say she was fucked up. She felt bad for Scott. She did. Said because, uh how he just actually went and the snatched the business from Scott and telling her he using his friend. Yeah, right. The same thing. See, I wish Auntie interviewed her and shared up all these lies. Now that would be epic. It sure would, Z. 'Cause I would sure love to talk to her. If I get hold of her ass, I promise y'all a lot of this shit will be straightened out. And at the end of that interview, she be crying. And it ain't the fact because of the fact I hurt her feelings. It's because she gonna be caught up in her life. But she wouldn't dare try to come and do no interview with me. She would. But you know who would be a good one? Tasha K. That's who she need to sit down with. Cause Tasha K ain't gonna believe this bullshit like that. That's who she need to sit down with and have an interview with. Tasha K need to get this girl. Cause Tasha gonna ask her question. Tasha gonna break the shit down. Well damn, why you didn't I know you said this, but why did da 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 da? Now if Tasha K don't break it down, then I know I'm throwing my hands the fuck up. If she ever get an interview with this girl, Tasha K, and she don't get down to the nitty to the gritty, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. She win.
Part 25, who the fuck did I marry? So we weren't looking at houses anymore. We were not working with a realtor anymore. The end of April, I had decided that I wanted to look for another job. I did. The reason I wanted to look for another job is petty. Yeah, it is. I wanted to look for another job because I was pissed off at the fact that um, I had basically was dependent on him to help with the car note. So I wanted to look for another job where I could afford life all by myself, including that car note, basically where I would make more money. I told him that I was going to start looking for another job. He laughed. And his exact words were, "You're not going to leave Georgia State Patrol." He was like, "I swear you love them niggas more than you love me." He laughed. So that fueled me even more. So I was
That shit
hitting
don't
the
even
pavement
make.
hard trying to find another job. I was
Even she know when she say stuff, it gonna be real stupid. So she got to go on and throw it out there before she say it. That don't even make no damn sense. You looking at another job because you pissed at him because you needed because of a car payment, girl. Mm. And you love
applying
them
all
niggas more than
kinds
you
of
love me.
places. Got a phone call from my current job. So this is how I ended up in my current job. Got a phone call. They had sent me an email with a background packet. The background packet was long and extensive, but in the background packet, it asked for my spouse's full name, my spouse's date of birth, and my spouse's social security number. So I showed it to Legion and I was like, "I need your social
Hey, Brenda.
because, I'm applying for this job. It's a great job. It's way more money. Um, and, we're talking about moving anyway to Cobb County. So this is a God thing." He did not want to give me his social. I showed him the paperwork where I was like, "Look, because we are married, I can't lie on here. So help me." um, so he writes down his social security number on the background packet. And I eventually turned it in. I had scanned it, saved it in my email, and sent it in. And I looked at it one day, just going through it, just making sure I didn't really miss anything. All T's were crossed, all I's were dotted. And I looked at his social, and something about the social seemed different than the social security number that I remember seeing when we did our marriage license. And so, for those who You remember in the previous part, I said I had ran his social security number from the marriage license. Nothing came back. So I thought that I had written it down wrong. Basically, what it is that the first three numbers were different on the background packet than what was on the marriage license. If you don't know this, here's a little trivia. Your social security number, the first three numbers, pretty much are dictated by the state you were born in and the state that issued your birth certificate. So he was born in Pennsylvania. So the first three letters, the first three numbers of his social security number should be attributed to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, shit, they probably got like 5, 6 different numbers, 3-digit numbers that your social security number can start with. So the social that was on the marriage license, for example, was probably 123. What was on the background was 456. Both of those social security 3-digit prefixes are issued through the state of Pennsylvania. Again, this is an example so I can make it clear. So when I saw his social on my background, I immediately knew that was a different social than what I saw on the marriage license. Um, and when I compared, because I had found a copy of the marriage license that we turned in because I had filled it out on the computer. So, sure enough, the first three numbers were different. The rest of the numbers were the same. So, one of two things: either when I ran his background, I did in fact put in the wrong number, or the number on the marriage certificate or the background packet is wrong. So I decided that I was going to roll the dice and take the social from the background packet. Again, this is the background packet that I had to fill out to get my current job. I was trying to get a new job. Okay, so I took that social and I ran a background check on it. What came back on this particular background was all the addresses that the social security number, I guess, had been attached to. So all of the addresses, the states were Georgia, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania. What I did not see was California. So I thought that was weird. I thought, okay, maybe this is not a complete background because clearly he went to San Diego State. It's on his resume. It's on quite a few things. Social media. He didn't have the LinkedIn, but it was on his social media. So clearly he had he had been to California. So maybe I just need to do a different background check. Also to note, during this time, I think I told you guys he had hit his leg at work. So what was happening was it was getting more and more difficult for him to walk, like put pressure on that leg, on that knee. Um, he was still able to go to work. He was still leaving at 6:15 in the morning. He was still coming back between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. But I clearly could see where he was in pain. He would elevate the knee, ice the knee. It was getting worse, and I was constantly like, "Go to the doctor. Let me take you to urgent care so that they can look at this knee because you shouldn't still be limping and having a hard time putting weight on that knee." And every single time he was like, "Oh, it's fine. I have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. The doctor just told me to ice it and to elevate it. This happened. This is an old football injury. It happens all the time. It used to happen a lot when I was out in California." So I'm mentioning this knee issue for a reason. But back to the background. So once again, when I ran the background the second time with the second social, it showed me states of Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. And that's all that I saw in terms of addresses. I didn't see anything for California. So by this point, We're moving into May of 2021. Things are starting to reopen. One of the things that reopened was San Diego State. So I called San Diego State. I called the registrar's office. Someone did answer, and
Of course they're
there
gonna answer,
was
stupid.
instructions on how to request a transcript. I was able to try to request it online. You needed the student's name, and I believe you also need their social. And when I typed it in, it said no results found. I believe that I sent an email asking, this person is saying that they were a student there. Can you verify it? The response I got was there were no records found with that social security number. So I'm like, okay. I asked him about it. And in part 26, I'll tell you exactly what his response was. Part
Yeah, she lying about everything original. Everything she lying. The tone true. That's the only time I ever used my ex social security number. Tone said you only need to put your spouse social security only if you putting them on your health benefits and retirement benefits. Maybe that's what she was doing. Z said, is that real? I never heard of any job application that requires a spouse social security. What kind of job is that? See, so that's true. Lies. I'm applying for a new job now, and they not asking for my family social. Right. But he was paying all the house bills. She could have saved her some money for her BMW. Whatever he said, her credit was whatever. He said her credit was not good. That's why she was stuck. She acted like she wanting control. Denise, if you working for the government and need clearance, they would want to know about your immediate family. What job was she going for? Right. Maybe she wanted his social security to see if she can get proof for that 75,000. Anyways, he ain't got no job in my Marlon for Olga said it's crazy how she is only showed one receipt after, about her story. Right. Yeah, she a savage with this damn line. Who did she pretend she was to get info on his student information? They don't respond to just anyone looking for information. Line number 1001. She said, because she lied bad, Olga. Exactly. And the thing about it is, okay, that's what I was thinking. You just easily could call somebody and you could call the school and check on somebody through their social security number and you ain't they don't know, they don't just give information out like that. If you ain't calling and saying you that person, you just can't call unless you tell them you some type of detective. And even with that, you ain't just gonna call them. The detective gonna go in. He not gonna cause he know if he ain't got some type of proof who he is, the school ain't just gonna give you somebody else's information and they don't know who you are. Look at somebody. You don't know, they don't know if you looking for that person to go kill them. So no, they not getting ready to tell you that. And then you tell me you the damn excuse you give because oh you want to go get another job so you can have more money so you can pay a car payment. Mad at him, but he paid all. But I don't understand what the fuck was she doing with her money? Why was why she only had Why does she only have 2,000 over she said over $1,500 in the bank, and you been with this man since March, and he been paying all of your bills? The only thing you had to pay was your car note. Why the fuck you ain't got much more money in the bank than that? And the damn sure can't say because you were doing other shit, you doing shit like your hair, buying nice clothes, nails, cause ain't nowhere in none of these 1 to 51 is her nails done. But she tell us that she went and got her nails done. Even I got to look it up to see if she did y'all notice it when she was on Tamara Hall or the Good Morning America show? Did she have her nails done? Let me look it up real quick. And I didn't think either that they asked for uh uh the person social security number on a job application. Like you said, the only way they ask for that is if you putting them down for your beneficiary insurance or something like that. And I don't, yeah. So this bitch, oof. I don't understand how they couldn't see through this shit. Then she say that he had an appointment for his leg coming up Wednesday. Now, from a football injury. Why we just not heard that he had a football injury? Also, he didn't mention that to you. He didn't mention that to you when he was bragging and doing all this shit uh, about this arena football. He didn't mention it to you why when he stopped the arena football, but he got injured. So what was all she just said that he was getting that money from playing arena football. She never said nothing about they were paying him because he got injured on playing it. It's just too much shit. I wish Tasha K would get hold of her ass, but I doubt if she want to sit down with Tasha K. Uncle said he said he was not looking for any houses because her credit is bad. Damn. That's why I just slapped the shit out of him. Well, nigga, you knew my damn credit was bad from day one. Why even look for a home with him after all of the deceit? Right. After all the bullshit, even the realtor lady telling you something ain't right, why you still looking for a house? Why? As he said, right, and the wig is sad. That $15 wig doesn't help her either, okay? Uh, she wanted a house she couldn't afford so bad that just stupidity. But Kiva, I can't get my son college information without him giving them permission. That's what I'm saying. And you the mom. That's why come I said the fact she's sitting here lying. You can't go just call the damn school up and give a social security number and shit. And she sure didn't say that she called and pretend that she was him. That's what I was waiting for her to say. But she didn't. See, I keep laughing thinking about Auntie calling her thick throat. Time for keep it. Exactly. Anybody just can't call requested information.
26. Who the fuck did I marry? So I asked him, what's the deal about San Diego State? He was like, what are you talking about? And I
This
said,
right here really bullshit.
why is there no records of you there? Just came right out and said it. Without missing a beat, this man said, well, I was a private citizen. What the fuck does that mean? And what he said is that when he started at San Diego State, his father paid money so that, okay, it's important I say this with a straight face. His father paid money so that his name and social would not be publicized and he would be considered a private student, a private citizen. He said that he had a card where all he had to do was show the card. He does not have to give his name. He does not have to give any information because he had that card. He said so San Diego State would not have any record of him, but he was in fact a student there. I said, and you claim that you played football. He was like, I did play football. I said, so you're saying that the school did not publish your name anywhere and they were in violation of NCAA rules? And he was like, why are you asking all these questions? And I said, I'm just curious. I'm just curious. You're saying that you were a private citizen, but yet how were you in compliance with NCAA if you were a private citizen and they did not publish your name on any roster? So that was his excuse. He was like, all I can tell you is that
And
I
you
was a private
believed it.
citizen. My dad paid for it. Okay. So now I know that San Diego State has no record of him. Now I know that his social security number, at least the one that's on my background packet, only shows that only shows that he lived in Georgia, Rhode Island, and Pennsylvania. Okay. So at this point, the pain in his knee is getting worse. Uh, it's getting to the point where when he would come home from work, he would take a shower and immediately get in bed, elevate his knee. He was not even eating the way that he used to eat. It was getting to the point where at times, if you remember when I told you all about the miscarriage, they gave me pain meds because I had taken that pill. But the pain meds I was allergic to, so I couldn't take them, but I still had them. So the pain in his knee was getting to the point where he would take one of those pain meds just to get through the night. He was constantly in agony, constantly kind of tossing and turning, so much so that in May he moved into the guest bedroom because I couldn't deal with the tossing and turning thing. And
I
he just
thought he
said he
was
was more
already in
comfortable
there.
there.
I thought he was already in there when he just came to her room when the mom came to visit. After the mom left after the 9 days, you mean to tell me, oh, y'all made up? Bitch, you just, your big thick throat ass.
So what at first was a, oh, I hit my knee at work, turned into, no, it was an old football injury, this has happened before, turned into, it's painful for me to walk on it, turned into, it's actually hard for me to work on it. But he was still going to work at 6:15 every morning and coming home between 3:30 and 4.
But it's
So
hard for him.
it is, again, I'm just giving you guys the chronological order of how all this happened. So at this point, we're not looking for a house. I still have not seen the two savings account. I'm pretty sure there's no money in those savings accounts. But again, he was going to put in an all cash offer with Amber, the realtor. So I really didn't know what to believe, but I believed what I saw, which is I saw that background is not showing where he went to California. Start your day. So at one point in May, it was close to mid-May, he calls me from work. He calls me from work, calls me while I'm at work, and tells me that he got a phone call from his stepson. The phone call from his stepson, the stepson was crying and was just absolutely distraught. And I'm at work in my office, like, what's going on? And he says to me that the stepson informed him that his stepdaughter passed away, that she died from COVID. The stepson, this is the story. The stepson found her in her apartment because they had not heard from her for a couple of days. And she was unresponsive. He called the ambulance. They pronounced her dead when she got to the hospital. So he was calling to tell me that she had died. Um, and he was also calling to ask me if I would object to him giving his ex-wife $2,000 towards the funeral. As I've stated before, and I still am this way to this day. I don't play about death. So when he told me that she died, I immediately went into the, all right, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, Whatever we can do to help, let's help. Because surely nobody would make that up. So he was like, are you okay with that? He was like, we're married, and the agreement was that anything over $500 would be a discussion. So 2,000 definitely. And I said, yeah. I said, that's totally fine. I'm fine with that. Um, he was upset because again he was close with the kids, and my heart went out to his ex-wife. It did, because I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine. So, part 27, who the fuck did I marry? So, here's where we are.
Okay, now she called and she go believe and fall for the okie doke. And can you believe this bitch already got a blue check like she a celebrity? A whole blue check. Now, what that tell you? Look at her looking like old fat ass swolled up pig. But she already got a blue check. She milking this shit. But who the fuck gonna just sit there and go for a nigga telling you his daddy paid? They don't do that shit at no damn school. Pay for him to be private unless he on some type of damn unless he on some type of damn government watch and he there at that school under something like that. Well, she is just something else. Now she saying that he heard it at work. Now they went back to the football injury. And you don't confront him and tell him, you don't say to him, damn, now which one is it? You just said last week it was you heard it at work. Now you said that it was an old football injury or whatever. Yeah, she's sick. This bitch is sick. She mentally sick. She say, I guess her husband side will be the next story. Okay. Olga said he said she is smarter than him. Z, so he's a Moorish sovereign. Girl, bye. Tone said, we know she was eating. She was doing something because she won't. That's why I say she sure won't get her nails done unless she was just going to get manicures or whatever. 'Cause her nails ain't done. Did they say, right, she was eating for three. Denise, sorry, she looks like Miss Piggy, minus the lashes. All she gotta do put them motherfuckers on. Let's go. So you could put a barrel of hay on those two big nostrils. Denise, you and Tone go to the corner, Denise. Yeah, but she makes it so easy. Sorry to be good. Said double barrel shotgun nose having ass. Ah, she said, heck nah. Okay, now she looking like Shrek. Okay. Ah, Jimmy said, what the fuck is going on? What's up, Jimmy? Let her tell a story. You're not. You don't know if she's mentally. Well, I see you just as sick as she is. You just as
We're at,
damn.
and here's what we can
Because if
establish.
you ain't
Number
been
one,
listening, you just popped in, and you ain't been listening to all the lies that I done caught her in. The comments don't catch the lies. Then yeah, you just as sick as she is. Cause what school gonna sit here and tell you? What school gonna say your name and shit is private? Huh?
I ran an initial background check on the social security number that was on our marriage license. Nothing came back. I subsequently applied for another job. In that job, I had to fill out a background packet. The background packet asked for my spouse's name, date of birth, and his social security number. The social security number on the background packet for the new job did not match the social security number that he gave me for our marriage license. If you are confused, I believe it's in part.
Why can't she tell us what kind of job? Is it a government job or a state job? Because I don't know what job gonna ask you for yo unless you get some type of undercover or SBI, FBI, or special agent or a spy or something like that. That's the only reason I can see that they asking for your spouse social security number.
Part 25 or part 26 that I explain that. So we can establish that I then ran a background check on the new social security number that was on my background packet. It came back with address, or excuse me, states that the social security number apparently had lived in. Those states were Georgia, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island. Okay. I decided, this is now around May 20th, I decided to do another background check. Um, and I paid to do another background check. This time, I did it with a different company, and not only did it give me the addresses, excuse me, not only did it give me the states, it gave me addresses, and it also gave me
Okay, see?
names of people who were like associated with Legion and that address. One of those names was his ex-wife. I've always known he's always told me the name of the ex-wife, but now I see it when I ran his background. I did a search for her on social media. She was not there. So the address that it showed that she was associated with him, because remember his story is we got married in San Diego, we lived in San Diego, we divorced in San Diego. Men lie, women lie. The U.S. federal government with your social security number does not. So he's saying he was always in California. His social security number never showed that he was in California, according to the background check. It did show that he had lived in Georgia at an address associated with the ex-wife. So tried to find the ex-wife, could not find her on social media. So I looked in the metro counties to protect her identity. This I am going to not divulge a lot on this part. I looked in the metro counties, in the open record courts. So typically, you can look in like Superior Court or Magistrate Court or Probate Court. So I looked in open records for the different counties, Metro Atlanta counties. Let me be clear, Metro Atlanta counties. And I looked under her name, and I found where they had filed for divorce in a Metro Atlanta county. So when he said that he filed for divorce in San Diego and that he was married in San Diego, I was able to find, no, according to the state of Georgia, you were married here. You were divorced here. So I looked under her name, found a record for divorce, and it did show his name. So now I clearly see on my computer that there is a Metro Atlanta County Court that has a divorce record in the state of Georgia between him and his ex-wife. So I did what any rational person would do, because this is still kind of COVID time. Well, not really. It had nothing to do with COVID. Let me take that back.
I get ready to
Because
say.
of the parameters of the court, you can only do the open records request in person. I did what anybody would do. I told my boss I had to go. I grabbed my purse, grabbed my keys, and I drove to the court to do the open records request in person. The open records request was for the divorce documents. Go back in the story, in the series, and remember I did a background on the ex-wife. I told you all exactly what was told to me. He met her in California. He married her in California. He divorced her in California because she cheated on him. He filed for divorce. She tried to get spousal support. It was going to be a little ugly. He was helping her with the kids. That was the story that was told to me. So, went to the court, filled out the paperwork, got the open records request for the divorce decree, for the divorce records. First thing I see, he didn't file, she did. Second thing I see, they didn't make it more than 6 months. I see the date of marriage. I see the date of dissolution. 6 months. Third thing I see, he was served in Metro Atlanta, which means that at the time of the divorce, he was living in Metro Atlanta. California was never mentioned.
We get that,
Fourth
bitch.
thing
Go
I see,
on to the next
he
story.
filed what is called a pauper
Damn.
affidavit. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to do my best to explain it real quick. Basically, he filed an affidavit with the court saying that he is so poor, he could not afford the fees to pay for a divorce. He couldn't afford a filing fee. He couldn't afford a service fee. That is what a pauper affidavit is for. All of this is in the divorce documents. She had filed. She said it was irreconcilable differences. She was not requesting any money whatsoever. And both of them had signed a pauper affidavit. He was served in Georgia at his previous employment. According to the divorce documents, he was served at like a grocery store. That is what was listed as his employer. And it had a date of when he was served. So I see all of this in one day. I also see where on the divorce documents, she listed her name, her address, and her phone number. So I did what any rational person would do. I wrote down the phone number. There was a 50-50 chance that the number was already disconnected. She could be like me. I'm one of those people. Honey, you can sneeze at a 27-degree angle. I will change my number so quick, you ain't even know what hit you. You can talk to me at 5 o'clock, and at 5:05, my number has been changed. So she could have been like me, and the number is not even active. Or She could be like some people I know who have kept their numbers since kindergarten.
Bitch, get to the story.
Either way, I wrote the number down. I left the court and I immediately went back to work. And the same friend who helped me when I had my miscarriage, I told her, I was like, I got this phone number. This is the ex wife. She was like, girl, you better call. You better call and find out from her, because can't no. I think she said to me, can't nobody tell you what is going on quite like the ex-wife. So, part 28 is the phone call that I had with the ex-wife.
Now she went. I'm trying to figure out. Do they give you that information? I guess it's public record when a person get divorced, so you could go in, you could go down there and request information off of a person's divorce. Like if I were married and got divorced, anybody could go down there and request my divorce information, where I live, my phone number, and all that shit. Anybody can request that. That's wild. Right. Only if it's for benefits is that they need the Social Security, and the benefits is for the if it's the, you for the social for beneficiary reasons. I don't even think they ask for them if you just put them down for. Well, at least I don't know. 'Cause I ain't never had to do it, but yeah, she wanted the house bad, Ogre. She said, if I was the ex, I would have cussed her ass out, calling my phone out the blue. Ah, but he was a Denise right. Ogre said, why not walk away after finding out her so-called betrayal? Right. Okay, Shelly. Ogre said, oh, you cheating on him, allegedly. And she thought she had a gold mine. Brenda said she thought she had a gold mine. She thought she hit it big. She had solid all of her life window shopping, and she thought it was her turn. Yeah, but I mean, even the only thing that she was getting out of this that was good was the fact that he was paying for her. He was paying all her bills. Won't nothing else coming through. So how the fuck would she even think that she had a gold mine? Except for when this nigga was paying all her bills. Then later on in the damn the story, she tell that he wanted the what um he wanted to do open up a joint account now. At this point, he coming in and asking her, and she had to open up a joint account with him, especially if he coming to her and he asked her to open up he had to come to her and ask her was it okay to give his ex-wife $2,000 because of the help with burial and shit. So that means that she did open up a joint account with him. Mm. Down said, yes, ma'am, it's public record, especially if you're now the spouse. Okay. Olga said she wanted to get into that offshore account. He stopped. He sought to have. Christina said, "Yes, it is public record." Damn. But is it so? You said I could go down there right now if I want to go, and if I want to go and pull up my girlfriend marriage records, I could pull them up. All I had to do was go down there and request, say her name and request her divorce papers, and they'll give it to me. Z said divorce is public record, but private information I don't know. So beneficiaries only for 401k, IRA, Social Security, spouse, death benefits, life insurance, and health benefits from your employer. They need your Social Security number. Okay. Down just said she said herself that she thought he had some money. It's a lying dummy born every day, and she is definitely one of them. Darn, she need to be in this chat and look at the comments above. She do. What's up, boss lady? Happy Tuesday. Christina said yes. Down just said, Tom, ain't no way I would solely depend on anyone to take care of me. I've been married a long time and I still don't expect him to carry me. No motherfucking way. Don't y'all forget to hit the like button.
Part 28 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So I had the phone number, went back to work. My really good friend was like, "You better call her. You can use my phone, but call her." So I called her. Um, she answered. Let me use aliases. And the conversation went like this: "May I please speak with Barbara?"
See,
"This is
so
Barbara."
does that mean he
"Barbara,
was
this is
working at the
Shirley."
market the whole
"Shirley
time?
who?"
Right.
"This is Shirley Jones.
I don't know, OB.
I am the wife of Legion." Silence. Then
Take it
she
to
starts
Clarendon.
laughing.
That Clarendon works.
And she said to me, and I quote, "If you were calling me, then
OB
I
said
know
she
it's
works
bad."
at a private detective.
I chuckled and I said to her, "I'm not trying to bother you. I'm not trying to disrupt your life. I I said I am literally coming to you on some woman to woman shit." I said, "Because you are probably the only person who can help." She listened. She was gracious. And she said, "What is it that you need to know? Or what is it that you want to know?" And I said, "I understand that you
They
and my
working it
husband
together.
talk and communicate." Um, and she immediately said, "What? No, we don't." And I said, "Okay." Um, she said, "One thing you need to know about Legion." She said, "Whatever he tells you, it is a lie." And she said, when he, again, let's go back to part one. I told you guys that when he introduced himself, or when we met, we actually had matched on two different sites, and he was under two different names. One was like the actual birth name. The other one was a nickname variation of that name. That's the name I know him by. So, for example, if his name was Matthew, he had a profile under Matthew, and then he had a profile under Matt. I would have known him as Matt. So she said to me, she was like, "I don't even know who Matt is." She was like, "That's not even his name." And so I knew what his actual government name, and she was like, no one calls him Matt. She was like, that must be his new personality. Or she was cracking a joke, but she was like, anything he tells you, you need to know is a lie. So I just asked her, I said, what was your experience? I said, because I can tell you the story he told me. And she stopped me right there. She said, whatever he told you was a lie. She said, let me guess. He told you I cheated on him. Let me guess. He told you that I wanted money from him. And I said, yeah. And she said, yeah, that's a complete lie. So we had a conversation where she told me how they met. They didn't meet online or anything. I said, well, were you guys ever in California? She said, no. She was like, that man ain't never been from past the East Coast. So I said, okay. Um, so you guys have always been in Georgia? And she said, yeah. She's like, we got married in Georgia and we got divorced in Georgia. And that's when she asked me, how did you even get my number? She said, because I want nothing to do with him. So how did you get my number? I said, I'm going to tell you the truth. It ain't going to make me look good. I told her, I said, this is what happened. And this is what led to me doing research. And this is how I got your number. And she laughed. She was like, wow. She said, she was like, normally I would be freaked out. She said, but under the circumstances, she was like, wow, okay. She said, yeah, if you're calling me, then it must have gotten pretty bad. She said, so what did he promise you? And we talked for about 35 minutes. She asked me in that phone call, she said, look, I want nothing to do with him. I have not spoken to him since our divorce was finalized. She said, so I would just appreciate if you keep me out of whatever's going on with y'all. And I told her, I said, I give you my word, I will never tell him I spoke to you. I said, I give you my word. I said, this conversation is for me. It is not for me to use in any sort of legal litigation, nothing. This is for me. And I said, I don't plan to call you again. I don't plan to be a disruption in your life. I just needed to know, how bad is it? And she paused and she said, it's bad. She said, I don't know what all y'all got going on. She said, but if it's anything like what it was for me, it's bad. So we talked a little bit more. She was very encouraging. She was like, girl, do not blame yourself. She said, I went through that and I had blamed myself. She was like, this is not on us. This is on him. She was like, he is a master liar, a master manipulator. She said, I ignored the red flags. So she was like, do not feel as though this is on you. We talked about there's an ex-girlfriend that shares the same name as his aunt. She and I talked about her. She said the reason why they broke up, because the ex-girlfriend, I didn't know this, the ex-girlfriend had reached out to her about 6 months before he met me. And so the ex-girlfriend lived in Douglasville. On Legion's driver's license, he had a Georgia driver's license with the Douglasville address. What he told me was that it was the address that his sister, because remember I told y'all his sister Shantae lives in Douglasville. She's a nurse, married with 2 kids. So he told me that the address on his license, it was his driver's license, was to Shantae's house. The ex-wife is telling me, no, that's the address for the ex-girlfriend. He had moved in with her and he created this whole narrative with her. she found out um, that he was lying, and she kicked him out. And so, I guess after she kicked him out, she then reached out to the ex-wife, kind of the way I did for confirmation. And so the ex-wife was just telling me, whatever that man has told you, it is a lie. She said, I got out before it got too bad. She said, because once I knew he was lying, I was out. She was like, because he's never going to change. um, and so, again, conversation went on and on. And so finally, we were getting ready to get off the phone. And before we got off the phone, I said to her, I said, if everything is a lie, I said, I have one question for you. And she said, sure. I said, how is your daughter? I said, how is your daughter? Next part coming up. Part 29.
This bitch is like, it's sad. It's just the more and more you hear her talk, the sadder it gets. Because out of 30, 35 minutes of talking, not one time did she explain to us how bad was it. What was bad? I mean, we hear your part, what you said that you were going through with Leisure. What was bad for the ex-wife? You didn't even say nothing about that. All she kept saying is bad. He lied bad. Okay, what did she go through? So you mean to tell me y'all talk for 30, 35 minutes and all you can come up with is she telling you it's bad. He lied bad. Mm. And then on top of that, you sit here when you first met him, you stupid bitch. You said that the fact that he had two online accounts. So how the hell you get with the wife and that like it's brand new? Like you didn't know what? Oh, what? That ain't his real name. You when you met him, he told you he had two. He that should have gave you something to check. Wanted you to check behind his ass anyway. Did when he told you he had two damn different online accounts. But you get with her and you act like, oh, well, what? He got two different. He got that ain't his. That's not his name. Then you don't explain where did they meet if they didn't meet online. And my thing is, you said the wife was with him, the ex-wife was with him for 6 months. She put up with some shit. Tell me she didn't put up with it. I'm pretty sure if he's a liar like they say he is, he didn't just wait till damn what? The 6 months to show his colors. So you put up with something, bitch. And then she said, okay, let me get this straight. The girlfriend that he was with before he was with the wife, or is it after? The shit is getting confusing. Anyway, he was using her address, which again she didn't know or whatever, because she said that he told her it was his aunt. But you didn't never see to jump in your damn car since you knew the address. You didn't never take it upon yourself to get in the car and go to his aunt house. Be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? After all the shit you done caught him through, you did only background shit she wanted to do is called. That's the only thing she does. After all the shit he done did now and carried her through, now she want to call the ex-wife. Now she want to check this and she want to check that. I said, ain't no way I would solely depend on anyone to take care of me. I haven't been there. Right, oh yeah, damn. Y'all, thumb up the live. See, does that mean he was working at the market married to her? Probably so. Hell, she didn't check into nothing. Ain't no telling what kind of work he was doing. But he was spending that damn PPP loan. Damn sure spending that. Cause mind you now, that's when they back then they were giving them damn loans out. NCAA is basketball right now. I think so, OB. Tells not exactly depend on people to take care of you and make you homeless. You have to have your own if the relationship ends and you have to leave. Right. Over so she a little tap. She a whole lot of tap. Over a lot of stars say NCAA covers all college sports. Okay. Z and it's like why go through so much? Ain't you tired? Miss Millie? Oh my God. Seek therapy, girl. That's what I'm saying. You go through it something all the time. With him. And she did say she was tired. But she still sat there and put up with it. He said, "Yeah, I was her mom. I would tell her to sit down somewhere and stop the foolishness. I'd be embarrassed. I would. I would. I'd be totally embarrassed that you getting out here telling this damn. Unless you done gave me a heads up and be like, look, I'm about to do this shit. I'm about to go viral. So you know none of this shit happened. But I need to make us some money. And she definitely did it. Oh, so she doing too much all the time. Visiting to finding out about his finances and background. She should be focused on her credit and saving money and getting him out of that house way before now. Boss lady said this whole story lies is beyond fake. Exactly. Like I can't go through all this. I just go to an adult store and get me the color I want, delete and make it do what it do. Okay, okay. OB said, "You smart as a whip, though." Oh, Atlanta Star right. Ain't nobody got time for that. See, girl, you worse than R. Kelly up in the closet. Okay. Amazing Life, not Miss Millie from The Help. Yes, Denise. Amazing Life, right. Even R. Kelly told the story in less chapters than this. Exactly. Leon said, she just annoys me. She looks like Miss Puff the Puff Fish for SpongeBob. Okay? And later on, she said two accounts was an inside joke. Boss lady, she tapped in. Don't y'all forget to hit the hit the like button. And he said, stop it, Miss D, not Miss Puff. Oh my God, you go to Charlotte room. After watching Legion's interview, I'm trying to understand how she believed anything he said. He's dumb. I was like, and listen, she need to stop looking now at the camera. Right. Shelley said, with a name like his, I would have questioned alone. Deanna said, he was down to the Diamond Crystal ketchup factory and look where they cut the car. She's an idiot. Okay, Denise, I keep trying to figure out. She thought she was going to fit her double crunch ass in that little BMW. She keep crying over that she never got. Girl, he saved you from having to grease the side to get in. Okay. Yeah. Z said, we appreciate you all coming on here when you not feeling well. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God sure feel better than I did yesterday, baby. I mean, she had no business contacting the ex-wife. I would have cursed her out. He's your problem, not now, Trick. I don't know. I don't know. If I'd have been the ex-wife and the current one would have called me, I wouldn't. I'd have been glad to call. I'd have been glad the bitch called, so I could tell her exactly what the fuck is up with her. Unless, only way I'd have been telling that motherfucker to go and don't call me is if you the one that he was cheating with. Say if you were the side piece and you the reason we broke up. No, bitch, don't call me. Find out on your own that he ain't shit. Click. But other than that, yeah, I'd have been glad to talk to her. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, I got some vapor rub. And you said put it on and put socks on. I'll do that. Oh, you got allergies though. Take you some Claritin. That shit works. Even though I ain't got it. My nephew had it and he took it and it cleared up his eye. Oh, so there's this lady sitting next to me talking about she is Jesus. Now Satan and we the problem. Okay, you get time to move, Ogre. But I was like, I put a raw onion inside my salt and put rub on the nose, make it lots of fuel.
Who the fuck did I marry? So I asked her, how was your daughter? She said, my daughter's fine. And I said, okay. She said, what did he say about my daughter? And I will be honest with y'all, I didn't have the heart to tell her. So what I said instead was, oh, no, it was, with everything with COVID, I think he mentioned that um, she might have had COVID or was exposed to it. I downplayed it bad. I wasn't going to tell that woman that he said her daughter passed away. Um, so I said,
Mind
obviously
you
I'm
now,
glad to hear that kids are fine. She said, look,
nails and shit ain't done through none of the
whether you
secret,
stay with him or not,
none of the
it's your
parts.
choice. She said he ain't gonna change. He ain't gonna change at all. Um, she said this is what he does. She said you're not the first. You're not gonna be the last. She said he did it to me. She was very, very
What did
encouraging
he do?
because she was just like, you do not blame yourself. She said, we both ignored red flags, but it is not your fault. She said, this is on him. And so once again, I thanked her for her time, got off the phone. I took the long way home that night. I could not be around him. I could not be around him. I had to figure something out. I had to figure some things out. So I I took the long way home. What does that mean? It means that I probably could have taken 75 to 285,
Yeah,
but
so
I
we know what it
probably
means. Go
took
on.
20 to 75 to 285 to 675.
See
Kind of
how
like
she
I
go
just took the
into
long
lame
range home.
shit rather
Um,
than telling the story?
a couple of days later, because my mind was spinning. A couple of days later, at this point, I'm turning into the FBI, CIA, and Homeland Security all in one. Literally. I'm I'm trying to find everything. Um and he's carrying on his business as usual. Nothing changed with him. He had no idea that I had spoken to the ex-wife. He had no idea I had gone to the court and saw his divorce documents. He had no idea. So a couple of days later, I decided to look up his mother's obituary. Look up the mother's obituary. And down at the bottom, where it talks about, oh, she's preceded in death by, and it lists all the people, the family members that died before. And then it says, leaving behind to cherish her memory. It lists the husband, his dad, her husband, excuse me. Let me start over. It lists her husband, which is Legion's dad. It lists Legion's brother that lives in Philly and his wife, because again, this is 2000. She passed away in 2015. So it lists Legion, the brother in Philly, and his wife and daughter, her granddaughter. It lists Legion and his wife. I think it was like Latoya or La something, La something. Um, it did not list the ex-wife I just spoke to, and it clearly said Legion, his wife, Latoya. Then it listed the brother in Nashville, his wife, Jane, or whatever. So I'm thinking to myself, there's two things I was thinking immediately. Number one, um, who is Latoya? Never heard that name before. Never heard that name before. So I was thinking, who is Latoya? And then number two, where are the two sisters? Shantae and Kim. Shantae lives in Douglasville, married with two kids. Kim lives in Augusta, and I believe he told me she worked at like Procter and Gamble. So why aren't they listed on here? Because apparently, go back to the video. I posted it on there. I gave y'all background on the family. He apparently was one of five through both parents: brother in Philly, older brother, younger brother in Nashville, an older sister in Douglasville, and a baby sister in Augusta. So why is it on his mother's obituary there's only three children named? Where are the two sisters? So I'm even more like, what in the hell's going on? And then I started thinking to myself, why wouldn't they list Shantae? Like, they talk all the time, so I know that they're close because he talks to Shantae all the time. So I really was confused. Again, keep in mind, I'm trying to give y'all insight into how I was thinking May of 2021, because I still didn't find out a lot of stuff at that time. I found out enough to figure out, okay, it's not a question of if he's lying. That was over. It's not a question of if he's lying. The question now is becoming, what else is he lying about? So we had the phone call with the ex-wife. Now I see an obituary that apparently there's another wife. I know on our marriage certificate, it only states he had one previous marriage. I had 0, he had 1. So this is how I'm thinking in my head, which is, okay, what am I missing here? I know we've established that he's lying, but who the fuck is Latoya? Like, I'm really trying to understand who is Latoya. Um, and again, he's hobbling around the house, limping, and I'm in our bed, well, in the bedroom, just, I mean, I could not get on Google fast enough to try to figure some stuff out.
Now you
So,
want to Google.
see the mom's obituary, study it, and at this point, I'm now trying to figure out, okay, what's the game plan? What is the game plan? And that's where we are about to get into the next part. Okay, part 30 of Who the Fuck Did
Okay, I understand her not wanting to say that about that, but well, we know that he's a liar, so why the fuck you still coming? I mean, why would you um not tell the ex-wife what he said about the daughter? I'd have told her straight up. I said, well, hell, he called and wanted $2,000. Said you needed $2,000, because she didn't make it through COVID. I'd have told. I'd have told her. Now you want to be the FBI, SBI, and the detective, Homeland Security, all that shit. Now you want to be it after all the shit that you done went through, all the shit you done questioned, because you been questioning his shit from day one since he moved in. You have been questioning his shit, but it's only now that you want to take it upon yourself is to dig deep. Now I don't know why, because you ain't saved no damn money with him paying all the bills, and you trying to downplay him like he working at the supermarket. That nigga was doing something. That nigga had some more money coming in from somewhere. He won't paying all your bills and shit off of no motherfucking damn supermarket, man. Off no damn supermarket check. You go straight to hell on that one. But that's what he was doing when he was with the ex-wife. That supermarket shit. He wasn't doing that when he was with her. As it's sad, black women are at the bottom unless we are super pretty. No, that's not it. No, not at all. D Brown, not at all. Atlanta Star said you both ignore red flag. It is y'all fault. Is that all the way? Boss like very delusional story. Atlanta Star ex-wife asked her what did she promise her. What did he promise her? So she must have thought she was going to be taken care of too. Right. Exactly. That's why I said, why the fuck did you? How the hell you with him for 6 months? So he must have fuck played you too. Cause you didn't just win. You just did at the end of the 6 months. You couldn't find out he won't bout shit. But see, that's what I'm saying. She don't explain. This woman don't explain shit. She don't explain. She don't tell us what this woman went through with him. She don't tell us what he did with her or whatever, what he promised her. She don't put none of that out there. What's a Z-Pack, Denise? Yeah, one of the ex-wives spoke, but when she spoke, Olga, uh, she was sitting there trying to promote her broadcast show. She said a few words on the situation, and then she went into talking about her podcast. Enderman.
I'm married. So I'm going to use this as a clarification video. So we're going to use part 30 as a stop. Let's clarify some things. I've done that before on a previous set of videos, so I think it's just important to do that so that way I can try to address some of the things that I have seen in the comments, both supportive and just downright mean. But let me clarify some stuff. Number one, it is important to remember that I am telling this entire story of how I met,
Exactly, a story.
dated, married, and divorced my pathologically lying ex husband. I am going in chronological order of events. So, what that means is that, ma'am, sir, whoever you are, if you were coming in at part 30, but you have not seen part 11, some stuff is not going to make sense. I know. It is a long playlist. And don't worry about watching the video as soon as it comes out because everything I'm trying to do this responsibly of telling the story in the order of which things happen.
Only
So I
reason you
say
need
that
to
to
watch
say,
it is
please,
so just to see how
if you're
stupid
able
she is.
to, start at the introduction disclaimer video. Start with part one and then just watch each video because a lot of the questions
It's
people
really
are
just to see how stupid she is. Because hell, if you just trying to look at it and see what he took her through, hell, you could start that at one and good, and then just go ahead on and jump into any other story. But the main thing is that you peeping out is how stupid she was. How stupid she let this go for so long. I mean, cause we already done figured from the story that she telling, we already figured he a big liar. That's the character that she made him to be, a big liar. And ain't nothing coming through or settle through. That's the character she built him to be. So, I mean, you wouldn't have to follow step by step, but you follow step by step because what makes it interesting is the fact that, well, how long you gonna put up with the shit? You already said you know this and you know that, so how long you gonna keep putting up with his shit? Why didn't you check this? It ain't about him no more. It's about her. Well, her stupid ass.
are having that I'm seeing in the comments. And I say this respectfully, it's just because you did not go to the other videos and watch them in order. That's just the first thing I want to say. Um, it is important that I get this story out, but that it's done, like I said, responsibly. To me, responsibly is being honest, even if it makes me look bad, but then also trying to be clear and not ramble all over the place. So I'm trying to take the time to tell you this is what happened at this time. This is what happened at that time. That's why there's so many parts. And we're not even to the part of the divorce yet. We're almost there, but we're not there yet. Second thing I want to clarify, I cannot stress this enough. My family and my friends did not know what was going on between Legion and I. They did not know. My family only knew we've met this guy. He's dating our daughter, our niece, our cousin, our granddaughter. He seems to be a really nice guy. He seems to really love her. Um, from what he has told us, he's done well for himself. He played football, um, and he has worked at this company 6, 7 years. And financially, he is in a good place. From what we understand, he just moved here from California. That is what they knew. They did not know about.
Now she telling another lie. Now you already said that you called the aunt one night when you couldn't take it and told her what was going on, and she told you to not to leave. Then in another segment you gonna say, "Oh, let me clarify. My aunt did not tell me to go back. She this." I mean, just lie after lie. That is exactly what you said. She said that you need to go back and be with your husband. You married him, but then you gonna do a video saying my aunt didn't tell me to go back. Yes, the fuck you said she did. This bitch is crazy. This motherfucker here crazy.
About the red flags I had. They did not know what was going on in my head. They did not know what was going on in my heart because I did not want to look stupid. I'm fully aware that when I tell this story, I look stupid. I'm aware. And I've made my peace with that. But at the time, I did not want to look
Ah,
stupid. So it was important to me to put on everything's great. We're really happy. We're looking for a house and everything's going well. Knowing full well that behind the scenes, I couldn't figure out why he wasn't showing proof of funds. They did not know. So I say that to say, I see the comments about how my aunt gave me horrible
listen
advice when
here,
I
listen.
called her about the sexting on Facebook. And I want to clarify something. She
Now,
did not.
mind you, she just said she didn't tell. Now, she just said on out of her own fat ass lips that the family didn't know nothing that was going on. Nothing. But here she go again, get ready to tell you what the fuck the aunt said. But the family didn't know nothing. Mate, which one is it?
Tell me to stay with him.
She
She did
did.
not tell me to leave him. That's not her place, and that's not what she would do. She simply was in shock that any of this had happened and did not know what to give me advice on. The one thing that she did say was, look, he's not your boyfriend, meaning it ain't as simple as, oh, we're just going to break up, pack your shit and go, because you married him. Ma is the most ride or die chick I've ever met. You fuck with
Damn.
me, you fuck with her, and she is straight Jersey. So I love her for it, but I needed to. It's not fair for me to leave it out there as if she just was like her. I mean, go home and deal with it. No,
That's what she
never in a
told
million
you.
years. So I want to clarify that. Also want to clarify about my mom. So my mom lives in Arkansas. And when she came to visit in April, this is, we were already married. This is her first time physically meeting Legion. My mom will tell you she had no idea anything was amiss, but there was something that nagged her a little bit. She didn't know what it was.
Mom
And
had
my
no
mom is the
idea.
type where she's going to get on her knees in prayer. That's who she is. So for her, it was like, I don't know what it is. He seems like a nice guy. He seems to love my daughter. Um, because again, there was no arguing in the house. The house was peaceful while she was here, even though behind the scenes we had just came off of the whole sexting incident with other women. So for her, it was like, I don't know what it is. She did tell me later on that it seemed as if I wasn't as happy as she thought I would have been. But again, she took it to the Lord in prayer. And her prayer was, God, protect my child. I don't know what's going on, but protect her. That was my mom's response. So she did not know, she did not pick up or overhear something that was going on while she was here. She had a
You definitely
candid
need
conversation
prayer.
with Legion, and Legion kind of came across as, it's I miss my mom. He missed his own mother, and so he called my mom, and doted on her again, putting on a charade. And so for her, it was like, bless his heart. That's what she said. Bless his heart. Um, but no, she did not know the specifics. Nobody knew the specifics. They didn't know the specifics until we're talking May, June of 2021. They knew that we were looking for a house. They knew that the house fell through. They did not know about the proof of funds. They did not know that he wouldn't show me the savings account, the offshore account. So I just want to say that because to me, it would be irresponsible to not clarify what family and friends knew. Because these people have always been supportive of me, always had my back. I just simply did not share with them the things that I felt like were red flags, because again, my mindset at the time was I want to be married, and what if he isn't lying? And I was making excuses for him to myself, so I definitely would have made excuses to family. Another thing I need to clarify, and I saw the comments on this about how a VP would never date someone that looked like me. And to the person that wrote it, that wasn't very nice. Um, I need you all to understand the relationship started in March of 2020. He came into my life as regional manager. Okay. That is how he came into my life. Then eventually he got promoted to VP of production or operations, some VP of something. That was later on in the relationship. He showed me the paperwork where it was basically a memo from HR. Your new position title will be VP of production. We'll just say production. Your salary, I don't remember the exact amount because it was a very specific amount, but it was over $200,000. It listed some of the benefits that he would have. He would have an office. He would be getting an executive assistant. That's where we get David from. If you don't know who David is, please go back, watch the series in order. He would be getting an executive assistant. He would be getting use of the company helicopter. He would be getting a company car. That is where we're introduced to the fact that he was starting to shop for a company car that could not be more than $90,000. That's what he told me. I didn't see this in the memo, the amount of the car, but that's what he told me. So that's where you get the car shopping for the Range Rover, the Jaguar, the uh, the BMW. He even test drove a Mercedes GLE, I believe. So I'm just trying to again bring some clarity to this, so that way we all can understand what's going on, and hopefully this just makes a lot more sense for everyone. All right, part 31. Part 31, who the fuck did I marry? So I found his mother's obituary online. It then told me it listed the it listed his brother in Philly and his wife. It listed Legion, and then it said his wife. I took the name from the obituary and I did a Metro Atlanta court search with that name. I found a divorce record. I found a divorce record with Legion and the same woman's name that was in the obituary. In that divorce record, it looks like he's the one that filed for divorce. This would have been around 2016. This was after the mother's death. He filed for divorce. She was the respondent. I think that's the correct terminology. Both had a temporary protection order against each other. He had one against her, she had one against him. The divorce ended up getting granted, finalized. Then it looks like he went on his way. In the course of the search for her name, I discovered that at one point in time, the two of them had lived in Rhode Island. So that's the connection with Rhode Island, because for the longest time I could not figure out who lived in Rhode Island. That's where that came from. The two of them, he and this woman, lived in Rhode Island several years prior, or a few years prior. I could not find the obituary for his dad. I searched and I searched. I could not find the obituary for his father. For whatever reason, I knew his grandmother's name. I just randomly decided to do a Google search of the grandmother's name. Initially, nothing came up because I was looking for the grandmother's name in Philly. Nothing came up. I looked for the grandmother's name down here in Georgia. Found a record, but it was not. It wasn't quite clear. What was clear was that she had died several years prior. So what I found was a different website where it was like a legacy.com type thing. So I believe legacy.com holds old obituaries. Did a search for her name, found a match. That is when I discovered that she actually had passed away in July of 2008. Read the read the caption of the obituary and verified that in fact it was his grandmother. Because at the bottom of it, again, obituaries tell you a lot. It names um, who she leaves to cherish her memory. So it lists all the different family members. It lists the brother in Philly. It lists Legion, no spouse, and then a brother in Nashville. Once again, it did not list the two sisters, Shantae and Kim. So I'm even more like, okay, clearly, um, something is up when it comes to Shantae and Kim. But what I do know is that he has um, talked to them multiple times in front of me. So I'm not sure what I'm missing. Maybe some family feud happened. I don't know. So that is how I discovered that when he told me the grandmother died from COVID and he was crying, boo-hooing, and all that shit, she actually had died in July of 2008. I found this out the same time that I found out about allegedly, and I say allegedly because I'll explain, allegedly the first wife, or at least what I think is the first wife. So while all this is going on, Legion is almost bedridden from what happened with his knee. And I need to take a moment to address this issue with the knee. Again, the story started, he hit his knee. Then it turned into, um, it was an old football injury. And this has happened before. He's going to the doctor. The doctor's telling him to ice it and to elevate it. He eventually moves into the guest bedroom to be more comfortable. I'm going to make this statement. This is probably the only time I will make this statement. He was not lying about the injury that he had. I don't know where the injury came from, but what I do know was he was not lying in the fact that he was in pain. You could clearly see that he was in pain, and the pain was becoming debilitating. Please understand what I'm saying. The pain was debilitating enough to where he was taking my pain meds from when I had the miscarriage. And then also, it was hard for him to walk. He was not eating. So, this is what made me believe this, whatever was going on with the knee, there was more to it because he was not eating. When I met this man, he was a size 3X. At this point in time in May, he's down to a 2X. He is not exercising. He is not doing anything mobile. He's simply not eating. So there definitely was something going on, something concerning. Honestly, I thought it might have been cancer. But he kept saying, no, it's not that. It's from a football injury. It's from a football injury. I said to him, the next time you have a doctor's appointment, I want to go. It was that bad. Um, And he kept making excuses like, okay, fine, I'll make the appointment. I'll let you know what it is. Cool, I will take off work. I want to be at that doctor's appointment because whatever is going on with you is serious to the point where you are losing weight rapidly within a 2 week span. So now we can go ahead and enter into June. When we enter into June, I have verified, read the divorce documents for not one wife, but two wives. I have called San Diego State, verified they have no record of him. He claims he was a private citizen. I don't believe that. They're saying there's no record of him. I have pulled his background. It is showing that you've lived in Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Georgia. When I look at the addresses, it is tied to at least two women, both of whom I'm showing divorce records on file that you had. Um, I've also verified that your grandmother actually died in 2008 and not in 2020 from COVID. I know all of this as I'm going into June. His birthday is June 17th. So all I've been doing is just trying to figure out what is it I'm going to do. I spoke to the pastor and his wife. I believe it was actually the pastor I spoke to because I knew the pastor um, previously before he did our marriage counseling. And I told him what I found. Mind blown. Mind blown. Had no idea. He knew something was up. He knew that Legion was not really trying to make this marriage work. He had no idea all this was going on. So he asked me, "Are you wanting to stay or do you want to end the marriage?" I said, "Oh, absolutely, I'm ending it. Oh, hell yeah, I'm ending it. I, I have to. I have to end it. Um, I have no idea who that man is in my guest bedroom. Not to mention, on top of all of this, he had lied about the death of the ex-wife's daughter." Part 32. Part 32. Who the fuck did I marry? All right. So we're now in June. By this point in June, I have been offered the new job, accepted it, put in my 2 week notice at my previous job, and was going to be starting the new job later on in the month. So when he laughed, where I told him I wanted to get a new job, that laughter fueled me to get a new job. So here's what happened the beginning of June. He's at this point, he's completely bedridden. When I say completely bedridden, what I mean is, um, I'm trying to clarify this so it makes sense. From what I see, he is going to work, but he's calling out a lot more. Okay. So he had already left the condiment company and was working for Apple. So he's calling out quite a bit because the pain is pretty bad. So he's hardly eating at this point, hardly. For example, if I were to say, "Oh, I ordered a 10-piece wings," he's eating two, and that's it. That's all I would see him eat. I was going to work and coming home. The house was in the exact same um, place that it was when I left. Nothing in the kitchen had been moved. Nothing in the refrigerator had been moved, which led me to believe that he had not left the bed from the time I left to go to work until the time I came home. At this point in time, he's drinking Powerades like it's water. I mean, I'm buying cases of Powerades. And that seemed to be the only thing that he was taking in. So if he was a 3X when I met him, he's probably at a 1X, maybe a 2X, depending on the clothes. He's lost a lot of weight because he's not eating. So that's the reason why I say he wasn't faking whatever was going on. I think the issue with his knee was a symptom. That was not some football injury. That was not, oh, I hit it at work. It wasn't that. Something else was going on. I had kept asking him to, let me know when you have a doctor's appointment. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with you. And he just kept saying he's calling the doctor, and the doctor told him to just keep icing the knee. But I knew better. What was happening was I didn't care because of all the stuff I was finding out. So beginning of June, he is in the bed, sleep, and I get his phone. I ain't gonna lie. I got his phone. He had a work phone and he had a personal phone. It was the work phone that he had from the condiment company that apparently was never turned in. Follow me, it'll all come out. So he still had the work phone. It was deactivated. But he did not wipe the phone, if y'all know what I mean. Take all the data off. He did not do that. So I looked through the phone and I see this would have been text messages. Text messages between him and a woman named Peaches. I go back to the beginning of the text messages. This is on the work phone. This is the beginning of June of 2021. I go back to the text messages the beginning of the text messages between him and Peaches. Yes, that was her name, Peaches. I'm reading the thread because he's knocked out sleep. So I'm in the bathroom with the door locked, reading the thread. And what I can tell is that he met Peaches on POF. If you don't know what POF is, it is Plenty of Fish, a dating website. He met Peaches. I saw the messages in June, so he met Peaches around February. Met Peaches from POF. And apparently Peaches was, there's no nice way to say it. Apparently Peaches was a prostitute. So the reason why I say that is because in the text messages, she's listing the prices. So he asked for a hand job. This is in the text messages. She told him it would be like $40. He asked how much would it be for oral. She said it would be 60, because it was 60 and 80. One was the price with the condom, one was the price without one. So no messages after that. She sent a picture, he sent a picture. No messages after that. So in other words, these messages were not back to back every single day. There's breaks in between the messages. So like a message was in March, the next message is in April. Message in April, next message is like 2 weeks later. So he's asking her the prices. Next message I see would have been from a few weeks prior to the date of this. So this was the beginning of June. The message is from sometime beginning of May, where he is thanking her and says to her, thank you so much. That was really great. I hope I can see you again. Then there's messages where she said, hey, basically she was at a new spot. She must have moved. So he said, okay, I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna come see you. He's asking her to confirm the address. He was like, is it the house with the brown trash can with a white car in the front? She says yes. So I'm thinking he was actually in front of the house when he's texting these messages. Then again, he does whatever he does, and he sends her a message a few hours later saying, thank you. That was great. I'm reading all this. And I will tell you guys something that you may or may not understand. Some women may or may not understand it. The cheating didn't even faze me. Didn't even faze me.
The cheating.
I didn't cry. I didn't I did not feel like, what did I do wrong? I was relieved. The reason why I was relieved is because up until this point, I kind of struggled a little bit on whether or not, God, I know, Lord, you hate divorce.
What?
But I can't stay with a guy that lies. So when I saw the cheating stuff, I was like, oh shoot, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Because I know my Father in heaven's gonna forget the fact that I'm a divorce him for infidelity. Go ahead. It's fine. I'll
Ah, Shelly said started part one and end that part one, people. Okay. Boss lady, the lady is full of it. Y'all know. That wig makes me want to scream. Exactly. Renee. What's up, Renee? What's going on? Denise says Z-Pack is an antibiotic to treat bacterial infection. If your cold is coming up and out of you, then it's good for you. probably won't need it, but it's not coming out and up right. I mean, up and out. You might need it. Oh, okay. Oh, she never remembers. Right? She never remembers shit now. But she can remember somewhere they ate or somewhere they went down the road or something important she need to remember or get down on. She don't remember. Right? She said he hit it at work at first. Then on in the story, it was a football injury. Mm. Then they said, "What is that? Super stupid?" And is the title of her drama. Who the fuck did I marry? Why did you expect to know someone in 3 weeks? So again, your story makes no sense. If you were 3 years in, I could see. Right. DeAndre, I need your advice because yeah, she a liar, Jada. Denise said, I need some clarity as to why you could not afford to get your hair done by a real beautician. Answer that one. Yeah, I'm on the right channel, Linda. Jada. How so? Because I watch some of this through another channel. Okay.
Jesus will forgive me. So I was relieved, to be honest with you. Like, oh, okay, I got grounds now, bitch. That's how I felt. So saw the messages, forwarded the messages to my phone. Um, or excuse me, I had to take my phone because the phone was deactivated. So I kind of had to do a little ghetto, hold the phone up, take my phone, and take pictures of what I see on the phone, so that I would have proof on my phone. Then I put the phone back and continued on. Now, in the next part, is the day that he gets kicked out. And I will tell y'all what happened.
Yeah. Well, we will do part 33. We getting on through this. It'll be part 33 will be the part that he get kicked out. And how all of a sudden you was supposed to be religious way back day one. But all of a sudden you say that now you want to throw Jesus in the mix of now trying to say that you got good sense. Mm-mm. Ain't nothing about this shit for real. This motherfucker done lost it. But y'all, it's been real. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I don't know if I'm cause Charlotte got her surgery tomorrow. So it's a day in and out type surgery. So I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna probably do my regular, action, but I probably won't do nothing on her until Thursday. But we'll see what happens. But I appreciate y'all coming out. Yeah, y'all pray for sis that she get through this in and out well, and she can get out and eat good, and yeah, well, hopefully, I'm just worried about, I know got to have something on deck soon as she come out. 'Cause I know she gonna be hungry, so I need to go ahead on before uh before she get to the before we go, the thing is at 9, and got to find something early to get her to eat. So she'll have that to eat soon as she come out. 'Cause I know she gonna be hungry. So definitely got to figure out what I'm gonna have her to eat. I don't know if I might just make a homemade cheeseburger. Something. I'll do something. I don't know. But I know she need. I'm gonna need to have something soon as she come out. I know she gonna be hungry, and she gonna need it. Cause they said they didn't want her to take. They don't want her to take insulin tomorrow. So, all right. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all later with our regular reaction on old girl. Cause I saw the video about her and her mama, but she took it very well. She didn't do as bad. She didn't talk much shit as I thought she was gonna talk, cause old Mon Dukes went off. But we'll talk about it. I'll see y'all later on. All right, love y'all, and I'm out. Mwah.